boarded up Wendy's all the way through.
Simon
just a total shithole.
Simon Crescent.
That may be it. It's shit. It's rubbish. Why would anybody want to stay there?
If you ever go through Mayfield, there's a fucking crazy atmosphere when you go through it because you're
Kerry's shit, but that street is like fucking Detroit. Where
it's Detroit.
Have you heard that they're going to be knocking down Kirkland and Buckhind and making them into one school?
Oh Christ, that's going to be
the worst idea ever.
no.
They didn't have to go up the road to kick the shit out of each other. They're just going to be in the same classroom.
But what?
That's a horrendous idea.
that was horrid at high school, man.
Can't anything about Mayfield. They've got the fucking metal medieval festival thing.
When two become one, you'll be in the kingdom of heaven, Kevin.
That's the day. It's fucking. What is that all about?
That's what.
Is that just all people from metal that have gathered together and done? I don't know. It's like
They're going
society or something.
for the unification of heaven and earth.
Weird. So far back.
They're doing it to raise the
medieval
conscious
festival.
frequency of the world. When two become one, you will be in the kingdom of heaven, Kevin. That's why they're merging Kirkland and fucking what was the other one? Aye, that's why they're merging them.
I don't meant to be leaving into Leaving City. Like leaving metal.
You're joking.
Leaving Mouth City.
They were going to make it a city, like
Jesus
all the
Christ.
wee towns together.
Oh no.
No, that's like probably.
I've got Dunfermline,
That's
isn't it?
probably not true.
Dunfermline is nicer though.
It's not a city though.
Is it not?
Finland is a city.
It used to be a city. It's not a
Is it
city.
not a city?
What? It's
Oh,
fine.
it's
How do you make a city?
It needs to have a citadel.
A citadel? What did they not
Does it know that I was
A
have, like,
cathedral as well,
a
or something like
university, a cathedral?
And a citadel.
What's this?
What's a citadel?
Is this not how you make a city on
I felt
civilization?
stupid asking that. I felt like I was dumb for asking what a city there was, whatever it is.
Citadel. It's like.
That makes sense, I suppose.
I'm
You've got a
recording
city there,
it,
you're a
but,
city.
Oh, you're recording?
Look at this has started.
I didn't get
Right, that's cool.
But actually, you keep facing your mic.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
If you need
That's
to
cool.
get closer, just they'll
Hey,
leave me.
Right,
That's
start.
cool. Ready to start?
Before I start, I'm going to wear these and listen to these through the headphones because it sounds cool.
Neighbour.
Right.
Then think I'm weird.
Big yellow
What's better? What's better?
It's bright in my ear though. It's weird. It's like I can see he's there, but I hear you see this.
It's crazy shit, man.
That you're going to freak you all the way through this.
I might take it off.
Sean, take it off.
I'm going to listen to this back.
Show us your tabbies. Show us your tabbies.
I'm going to wait till it's late and and dark.
Sean. Show us your tabbies.
I'm going to lie in my bed with headphones on and listen to this later.
It's like, oh my
Just
god.
tugging yourself off, Sean.
Touching myself, just yes.
Oh, fucking hell.
Well, fucking
This
what's
is
that, man?
doing how quickly.
It's even started.
Well, what's the hell calling comedy element?
You're
We've
meant to
even
be
fucking
classy,
started.
you fuck's sake.
Right, order, bitches.
Yeah, there we go. Cool.
Right, cool. That's how we start. Right,
We're even
folks.
cut this bit out.
Eh?
We're even going to cut this bit out.
No, we'll keep it in, You recording right now, man?
I'm recording.
That's cool. Right, this is the Desert Island Dicks podcast, which was decided the last time we done this. Desert Island Dicks is such a beautiful name.
Outstanding.
What do you think about the name?
It's fantastic.
It's
Very, very good.
We stole it off
Totally
Still
stole it.
Game.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That's it.
I mind that.
It's bad shit when you have to
Next
steal
one.
fucking podcast names
Fuck
off
it.
other programmes.
Fuck it.
By the way, this is the Desert Island Dicks podcast. We've got a few guests in. I'm Stephen Duncan. This is
Monk.
Craig Duncan, my wee
Or
brother.
Craig, aye. That's my name.
Forgot your name, did you?
Forgot my name.
That's bro. We've got two guests in from Kamihamiha. If you've not heard of Kamihamiha, Ian will explain to you, man.
It's Fife Mink Rap.
Fife, Mink, Rap.
Tunes about taking pills, getting your Nat King, and Tyrant Lizard overlords.
Yeah, so we'll be talking more about lizards later on, man. This will be fucking minted. And we've got
you,
Kevin.
You're
How you
right.
doing?
Aye, I'll just play the metal and Kamihamiha and that's
Quality,
it.
son. I play the metal.
I'll play the metal, that's it.
The
Just,
metal.
that's it, just metal, nothing
I
else.
reckon what that is. What's...
Were you thinking what metal is?
You know,
The metal.
music.
It's an
Metal
element.
music.
It's
Alright. No, I thought you meant it was an instrument.
he palm mutes the
Or like a
guitar
triangle or
and
something.
doesn't
I
fret
thought you
any
meant...
notes.
Just open notes throughout the
Yeah,
every song.
frets are for pussies. Like.
We'll start this off well.
Aye.
Right, what we're going to talk about first, Craig, man? Right,
Keep
you know,
moving
I'll
on.
spill off some news stories, man, just to start off, and we'll see what happens, man. Right, the first news story I found was on the Daily Mail website. Basically, if you're bored one day and you're up for a laugh, check the fucking Daily Mail. It's horrible, man. Some of this stuff. There's loads of kind of like celebrity news and shit like that as well, but who fucking gives a shit, man? This, though, is celebrity news, slightly, and it's quite horrific. Hypersexualised pop stars like Miley Cyrus and Rihanna damage girls' self-esteem and could harm education and job prospects, says leading academic. A leading academic has said that.
What's an academic in? Like,
I don't know. I didn't
what's his
say.
field of
Pop
study?
culture.
I should have maybe read the story. That would be fucking. That'd be bro. I read the
You read the
headline.
headline?
Aye, I read the headline and thought, right, cool. This is a deal tick. We'll
Aye.
fucking talk about this. But this has happened for years. Like, they're just saying this is like a recent problem. They're making it out.
It's quite
It's
fucking
just a
Madonna.
recycled. Like, why do they need to put out a study saying that? Like, you just anything you see in the news, all they have to do before it's put in, a recent study says or suggests, and people will be like, all right, science said that.
Aye.
Instead of just being like, well, you know what, there aren't actually that many decent female role models out there for girls, like at all.
It's not really news, though, is it?
Nah, it's not news. It's not. It's just something
It's
to
not new.
make people afraid of what's going on round them, which they probably, to an extent, should be, because it's fucking terrifying that that's what's normal. But
Did you see her on that fucking that video, like when she's on that wrecking ball thing?
Did you see the
That
Nicolas
skinny
Cage one?
little
Nicolas
fucking
Cage
boy,
one's
man.
amazing.
Nicolas Cage one is brilliant.
Somebody superimposed Nicolas Cage's face on her face, so it's just him swinging about a wrecking ball, walking about in his pants.
She has got the kind of the physique of fucking
Like 12-year-old
Nicolas
boy.
Cage. Like, it's horrible, man. There was a guy put up the other day. He was like, "Oh, I'd let her ruin me." And I was like, "Oh, really? You'd let a wee 12-year-old boy looking bitch?"
yeah,
Ruin you.
lunch meat for skin.
Aye.
Oh, it's fucking horrible, man.
That fucker.
I think I would probably hate fuck the shit out of her, but like literally hate fuck her until
Yeah.
she was void.
Keep your
like,
tongue out the whole time.
bodily content.
She's a horrible looking lassie, man. I can't fucking. I didn't understand her at all, man. Just weird shit, man.
But
Rihanna
the
as
thing
well.
is, right, she was what, a child star. She grew up like doing Hannah Montana shit when she was like 11, 12.
Aye.
So she's pretty much grown up in like the public spotlight her entire life, and she's probably just went a bit mental.
Yeah.
But if, like all
Britney
this
Spears
attention on her,
syndrome.
and she's like, I'm just going to do what the fuck I want. Probably with some like help from like lizard folk. Just be like, I just wear that. Then
Some rich old people.
Or didn't
going,
wear
"Aye,
it.
put-
Aye,
put
didn't
this on."
wear that. Wear your pants instead.
Put this
and
on.
Aye.
fucking
She was
cut your
probably
hair.
doing that for them when she was a child star.
Yeah, and she probably thinks she's
And
doing a
then
good job as well.
She basically turned from Disney to dirty. It's fucking
Aye.
kind of quite
What
quick
do you want?
success.
Alex?
man.
As they do, as they all do.
Oh,
Could you
totally,
imagine
man.
being her
It'd be a
dad?
good movie to get them all together.
Could you imagine
Disney
being her
did.
dad?
Her dad's Billy Ray Cyrus. You ever heard that
Aye.
tune, Achy Breaky Heart?
Aye.
Yeah.
Fucking, oh god.
Imagine
Aye,
he's
can-
like,
can you just-
oh, my daughter.
Can you just imagine a horror film being like Escape from Disneyland? That it's all the child stars that have ever gone running away from Mickey Mouse with his gigantic mouse phallus. I couldn't think of a funny way to put that.
Big Mickey Mouse cock.
I just running at a massive mouse knob, just raping every part of their mind, body and spirit.
Oh man, Mickey. That's the last thing I wanted to think about today was Mickey Mouse's dick.
Donald Duck draws pentagrams behind them.
I said, fuck this, man. Fucking
Goofy's
crazy.
getting off with a skull or something.
Oh, it's fucking horrific, man. I think I've had enough of this Miley Cyrus shit anyway.
No, I
man.
can't be arsed for her anymore, man.
Aye.
If she
I
dies, I'll be
kind
quite
of
happy.
didn't want to start the podcast halfway kind of like fucking celebrity news because I'm kind of totally against it, but I just
See,
thought that was funny.
That's
to
how
add in.
most
Folk
news
keep
outlets
moaning.
end news though, is with celebrity news.
Aye,
And
that's
now
it.
for some celebrity news.
Aye. Should
Folks'
maybe do that
main
next
argument
time.
against it is that she's got bearing fans. That's not her fault. Let her do what she wants. The problem is that she's making shit music and being just a turd. That's all she's doing. And the fact that she's got bearing fans shouldn't change anything.
It does kind of blur the line though, like a lot of people are left with these sort of near on schizophrenic view of celebrities and that they've seen them growing up as child actors and that, and being these cutesy things
Right.
that they sort of had these, well, you probably wanked her when you were 13, you know, and then because it was alright because they were also 13. But then they grow up and children are still looking and seeing, like, they'll look back on the child videos and that and then see them just being hers. And it does, and I do think there is something to it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's not doing any fucking papers to put out and make people afraid of it. It's just about teaching bairns to not be hers.
That's it. I seen fucking who was it? I'll not mention any names anyway. Fucking, I usually do that. But there was fucking one of my pals' bairns dancing like a wee fucking whore, man, wee crazy whore. She was only about maybe 7 or 8, dancing like a fucking nugget, man. And see all these wee bairns that do all like wee dance contests. Good there.
Aye.
It's just horrible to see, man. Just wee bairns. Just
Aye, they're all
It's
putting these
worse seeing
wee-
them when they come with their parents. That's worse.
the parents have dragged them out.
They're
to
all
see
not
wearing
like
these
they've
wee
come out on their
skirts
own on the
and
bus.
these wee costumes, man.
Aye.
It just looks like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's it.
That's a bairn, man.
You're not twerking good enough. Do it like Miley.
See, that's what the Daily Mail should be chatting about, like, fucking rogue parents are turning their children into pedo magnets. The Daily, like, that is completely a Daily Mail headline.
That's it, definitely, man.
But
definitely.
instead they blame what's on TV and that, instead of saying, like, no, the parents are being fucking Mongols and not seeing through that bullshit themselves.
That's it. It's horrible, man. It's horrible shit. Well, move away for this shit anyway. I'm fucking sick of that woman. Right, the next news story I found on the Daily Mail. Love this one. There's a bit that's funny on this that shouldn't be funny, but it just is. Watch this. Follow me on Twitter or I'll break my dog's neck. Right, there you go. That's the first bit. That's a funny bit, right?
Can't wait for the rest of
Right.
it.
Obsessed One Direction fan kills pet chihuahua. Why is that funny? Any idea? We'll wait till that subsides. Right, after tweet goes unanswered by the band. So this wee dafty decided to tweet
How old was she?
One Direction. I don't care. What
40.
care?
Did you not read the story again?
No, I didn't read the
Probably
story.
a spoiled little shit that
Basically.
has a disposable chihuahua.
I just wonder if she was just sitting with a chihuahua at the time and she sent
She
the
just
tweet.
got a room
How
full
did
of
she
them.
kill
They're in
it?
cages.
Like, proper...
I
Pretty brutal, eh?
Probably
Like,
sat on it, like,
Aye.
just...
I can't imagine she just kind of
Well,
grabbed
what's
the
going
dog's
through
neck.
your
mate.
mind when you could just, like, snap a chihuahua's neck? That's mental.
She was just sitting one day and was like, right, cool, right, just...
What would be
Craziness.
weirder though, if she just like snapped it, or if she like stabbed it maniacally to death?
What did she do with the dog after it was dead? Did she just leave it?
Chucked it in the bin with the other ones.
She said,
She's got a skip in the back.
She
Got loads of. They love me. They love me not. They love me.
Oh, fucking hell. But as One Direction just decided not to follow her, man.
she
Just
could have dragged it out a bit longer, like maybe sent them an ear.
She's not got very good negotiation skills, is she?
No.
No.
Do you not think that they're probably sitting there like out their puss, like just been taking lines upon lines upon lines, because that's what they can do.
Oh,
because
totally,
they've got
totally.
all that money. They've
Fuck
just
aye.
they've just finished fucking about 20 people. And they're like, check this out, this mental spoilt bairn with a disposable chihuahua is going to kill our dog if we didn't tweet her back.
Oh, yeah,
and
totally.
not even anything of use, just if you don't tweet me. If you don't follow me, like maybe she just wanted a sort of mutual stalker exchange here.
This is the thing. I wonder how many other people she's going to go in touch with as well. It might have just been One Direction, but she could go on fucking be.
Is she not going to jail?
Crazy
or
chihuahua
something, mate?
killing
Is that not like a jailable offence?
I think so. I would imagine so. But is she not a bairn though?
She must be.
I should have read the story. Totally should
Aye,
have read
but-
the story.
Bairns, like,
Bairns got away with shit,
jail
man.
should be appropriate for bairns if they are just that
Because
stupid.
bairns came what they're doing. A lot of people
Like,
are like,
we
oh no,
ken
bairns
you're,
are
we
fucking.
ken you're going to probably do something stupid later in your life. We'll just put you in jail now.
Just save the hassle.
Bring your toys, and it'll just be like, it'll be better than school because at least you love your toys.
No, that's
Aye.
it. That's it.
That McDonald's in jail. Sorry. Depends on the
I'd
kid.
totally go to jail, man. For McDonald's.
You
I
would?
was referring to the McDonald's thing.
You'd go to jail for McDonald's.
Aye, man.
You'd
What?
go to jail for
It'd be free.
McDonald's. Fuck, you seen that video? It's like a woman at a drive-through at McDonald's and they've not got any chicken nuggets and she goes
goes nuts.
mental. She goes for fucking chicken nugget.
She was,
honestly.
was she know like she was saying something about fucking she made like Dragon Ball Z comments and stuff like that.
Aye, she's like, you've not even seen me in my final form. And
She was like, I'm going to go Super Saiyan and shit like that. I don't know what that means,
She's-
but I'll only remember it
she's
for somebody
totally,
says.
like not fully evolved. It was more Pokemon than.
Because she was
she's
like,
matched the windy. She's matched the fucking drive-through windy and
Oh,
that
yeah.
and drove away.
She was check no, that's
oh,
mental.
yeah, 'cause she was like, you've not seen me in my final form, and she went, well, that just,
Our final form is human.
it's fucking craziness, man.
She's
Crazy.
just crawled out the sea.
She was an absolute nutter though. She
That's
told like
fucking... That's stupid,
because
man.
the guy shut the window and she just like battered through it with her fucking bare fist. It's fucking mental, man.
Mental.
Is it
crazy
America
bitch,
by
man.
any chance? Was this
Oh,
in America?
Oh,
I
yeah, definitely.
guess it was in America.
She must be fairly far along the evolutionary chain though. She's got a bear fist. I think I might go
Big
back
bear claws.
for a bear fist.
It's fucking nuts, man. What a crazy bitch, man. Nutter.
I mean, I think it's pretty shitty when they fuck up your order, but I mean, that's fun.
I've had a fucked up order before, but I've never thought to fucking batter through their glass just to kill them. Fucking mental, man. Crazy shit.
For not chicken, because it isn't chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just gunk covered in
My heart
bread.
starts to hurt if I stand in the queue.
That's it. 'Cause the guys were saying it was closing time, and she turned up, and I kind of fairly frustrated when you turn up. And they're like, they've not got what you want, but she just went ape shit, man. It was fucking crazy, man.
She probably went home and had a decent, healthy meal and lived a wee bit longer for it.
She probably fucking
not.
ate a dog or something like that.
Went about
She's probably the one.
She's on the Chihuahua's neck and then put on the
That's the same way,
later.
man.
Aye.
But why, honestly, why didn't you just tweet her back? I mean, I would just be like, some crazy bitch with a dog, alright, here, whatever. Give me the fuck.
probably
No,
was-
But,
Don't
just
negotiate
think,
with terrorists.
just think how many tweets they get on the daily,
Right.
man. Just
It'd be
like fucking
impossible,
mental
man.
people go like, oh, could you sign my
Tits.
tits or something like that? Just I'll cut it off and send it to you. Could you sign it and send it back? So,
You should just send out a tweet just saying send us your tits and we'll send them back to you. Somebody gets a brown
There was
one.
actually, it's funny and shit, right? But there was a woman in Kennewy that cut her tits off, man.
She's stays in leaving.
She's
She was on the
stays
bus
in
today.
leaving.
Is that not Mad
She was on the bus
Lizzie?
today.
Mad Lizzie. He kens her.
She lives in my street.
Holy shit!
Aye, did we not talk about her last time?
What are we?
I think so. I only touched on that subject, but
She was on the bus
she's
today.
proper crazy.
Crazy tit slicer, man. That's nuts, like.
Yeah. And she, like, now and again, she'll just dress up in full, like, army gear, don't know where she gets it, and walk about with a toy gun, and, like, stop traffic and stuff in my street. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, man. That's crazy shit, man.
Aye, she's a bit scary.
We used to be scared of her when we were bairns, man.
Aye, because she was just a total fucking nutcase.
Fucking
Nut job, man.
mutant.
Totally.
There's something wrong if you want to cut your tits
Oh,
off.
totally.
I'm always watching a hospital programme the other day and it's folk getting their cuts cut off. Like, their cuts cut off, their tits cut off. Because they might get breast cancer. And like
Just in case.
and just in case,
That seems
because
a bit-
they've got a genetic predisposition to it. They didn't have it
Yeah.
yet. They're just like, I don't want to get cancer, so they cut their tits off.
What
I'm like,
happens
how
if
That's
you
mental.
just
How
lose
about
your tits?
just waiting, and then if you get
Find
cancer,
it,
then cut your
then
tits
cut
off.
it off.
My mum's like, well, they don't want to risk having it happen too late. And I'm like, right, wait, if you've got a genetic predisposition to breast cancer, go once a month to get checked. Then you cut your tits off.
Seems like a logical solution.
Folk, Tomb Raider did it, so now everybody will do it.
That's
Aye, fucking Angelina Jolie got her tits cut off.
Shut
You're
up.
joking.
Aye.
Fuck
Aye,
off.
did you not see anything about
I
that?
thought it was part of like the Tomb Raider films or
No,
something
no,
like
no,
that.
she
She cut her
got
tits
her
off for
tits
some
cut
reason.
off like
What
at the same
film's
time.
that?
I was like,
Just because she's got a genetic predisposition
Oh.
to getting breast cancer. She didn't have breast cancer, she's just
Oh, yeah,
a
yeah,
mad
so-
fuck nugget.
Just
That's
Brad
crazy.
Pitt's just like, oh
That's-
no, what
that's fucking dumb.
No.
Aye, pure. And then nobody paid attention to anything else on the news.
yeah.
For I can't remember what
I
happened.
never even heard about
There was
this
a bit of
one.
Mayan temple was destroyed and shit like that week. Nobody cared about
Aye, they bulldozed the Mayan temple to build
I
a
heard
road
about the
or
Mayan
something.
temple.
Just
Aye,
like
that
you
was
can
it. Aye,
Hitchhiker's Guide to the
that was it.
Galaxy or something.
that. They knocked down
And they
a.
found like the Dragon Balls underneath it or something. Fuck knows who's got them. You see Shenron fucking run.
I heard about the Mayan Temple, but I didn't hear about fucking Tomb Raider.
Oh,
no,
yes.
it was
Womb
the
Raider.
same week. I'm not suggesting that she
You got the
cut off
wrong
her
end of the
tits so
fucking.
that they could
You
knock
got the
down
wrong
her
end of
temple, but-
the agenda, like.
You're reading the right
Supposed to
stuff,
be-
John. If you're not hearing about like titless Tomb Raider.
You were hearing about the shit you were supposed to hear about. She cut her tits off for a reason.
I'm gutted about that. She's a bra.
No,
You know, she's a total sex symbol, and now she's titless. Is she still bra?
They give a fuck.
Well, I've never seen her tits anyway, so.
Oh, that's true.
Like,
Oh, that'll be in a bin somewhere now. In a museum somewhere.
Some
Angelina Jolie's
the
tits.
surgeon's got
Some
like a
homeless
jar
guy.
on top of his mantelpiece.
Oh,
I'm gonna sell that.
How on earth did we get onto this?
Fuck.
We got into this with fucking. Was it breaking a dog's neck? To
Cutting your tits off. Aye, she was probably one of them as well. Because
psycho bitches,
if
man.
she's willing to break a dog's neck, well, we don't even know if she broke the dog's neck. Or
Oh, she did. She did.
Oh, did she?
She's
Right,
done
right,
it
okay.
because they
She
didn't
posted
follow
a
her.
picture of it or something, eh?
Aye,
what? She
It was
posted
a-
a picture of the
I,
dog.
didn't ken. I seen pictures of her. There's a photo of her just sitting with her chihuahua like that, like a wee angry face and shit.
Wow,
that's
that is-
brilliant. That is creepy shit, man. That is
That
crazy.
would freak me the fuck out. I would totally just tweet her back.
She used it as an album cover.
No, they should have tweeted her back. They should have tweeted her back and you said, date.
Shite, no, that.
Try it
Shite
out.
like pure doing. They're sitting there going, shite bag if you did it. I bet if you got their private messages, like all of them, going, right, shite bag if you didn't break that. We'll come visit you in person if you kill that dog.
We'll film it for a new fucking documentary or something. Oh, killing ducks. You see, there was a guy. I think if it was locally or no, but a guy stabbed his dog to death.
Oh, he stabbed it and skinned it alive and shit, and then just dumped it somewhere.
Jesus.
It was alive, which is even worse if you think about it.
Yeah.
Fucking hell,
Fuck's sake.
that's crazy shit. Man.
Imagine being skinned alive. You ever chipped a bit of your hand? That's your skin. Imagine just all that. You ever got a
That's
thing
one way
with
to
nail?
explain it.
You know, when the side of your nail comes up a wee bit, and then you put it off and you put it too far and it starts nipping a wee bit.
Aye.
Imagine that, just fucking.
Oh yeah. I once tried to explain to somebody like there was a guy got burnt. There was a guy like caught in a fire when he was younger, and fucking he explained it to me in the sense the same way you were doing that. He's, you ever burn your finger trying to light a fag? Mine's not everywhere. That's fair enough. And it's fair enough. It fucking hurts
Like
when
for
you.
much longer than getting burnt with a fag. It was just
He
ages.
was when he got burnt. He was right young, and he was fucking about the matches in the sitting room, and his jammies went on fire.
There were silk
And
ones as
burnt
well.
his fucking skin and everything, man.
Never did
Crazy.
your skin, that would fucking suck.
Oh, aye. Fucking hell. Anyway, that's minging.
Wait, I've got a joke.
Right. Just
What breaks a chihuahua's neck? One Direction.
that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
I was trying to think of some. I'll refine that. We'll get one at the end.
Keep that for Facebook, man. For the least.
Yeah, you should have kept that for Facebook.
Well, that's
That'll
cool.
make it
That's cool.
longer.
I'll think about that.
Fuck aye, man. Fuck aye. Right, we'll move on to the next one. We'll just get these out of the road, man. I can't be fucking bored with these things. No jail time for pastor convicted of raping boys to cure homosexuality.
This is fuck. See,
That's funny as well.
You can't know why you got off with that. Because it's not against the law to run camps that cure homosexuality, and apparently fucking them is part of that ritual. How the fuck? How is homosexual sex going to help somebody no be
I
homosexual?
suppose getting raped by an old man would
Aye,
probably
aye.
put you off knobs forever. All about knobs.
You never thought about
We're onto
that?
something
I know,
here.
probably aye.
You're all
We
about
should
knobs.
start.
There you get raped by a bishop, shaking hands with his bishop, and all the rest of it, and then you'd never want to see another knob again.
Aye,
Probably not even your own.
Probably cut it off in case you get cancer.
That's it.
That's it.
It's a horrific story, man. There was the guy, I'm not even going to bother pronouncing the guy's name because I've no fucking, it's like, that's crazy, I'm not even going to bother. But this guy told detectives that his actions were meant to help with homosexual urges by praying while had sexual contact with them.
Aye.
It's like, that's going to help, isn't it?
Shouting on Jesus isn't praying, man. That's the same sex.
In order to keep them sexually pure for God.
Sexually pure for God.
For God.
So it's
God got
it's
rid of
God's
those,
a rapist, then. God's a mad
God just sitting
shagger.
there like that waiting.
Come to daddy.
Does anybody else think that like maybe some of these boys are gay and into older men and they're just like, I want to sign up to that shit. You know what I mean? That's getting publicised now. There's going to be loads of gay boys that are like, hell yeah. Like,
I'll get me some of that.
The thing is, it's been publicised for years, but only recently has it started to be publicised like to a fucking
It's always,
national
it
level. I
always
would
seems
say
to
there's
be
loads of people connected.
publicised against Catholics. So you get loads of Protestants like, oh, kiddie fuckers and all that.
Ah,
but it
of
happens
Rangers
just
fans.
as much in Protestant churches as it does in Catholic churches.
Aye.
It's just church that fucking bairns.
Go to church, serious.
Aye.
That's what happens.
What was the one that you read about the other day, Kev, with the guy who...
With the one in China.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I had this on another podcast actually, but
Right.
it's a hilarious story from China. A guy that got taken to court with his bird because he convinced her to have sex with him by telling her that her pussy was haunted and she had ghosts in it.
Jesus
And
Christ.
he could get the ghosts out by performing a sex exorcism with his cock.
Oh, man.
And she fell for it. She completely fell for
God,
it.
that's
And obviously she wasn't haunted. And then she realised that she didn't have
I love that.
ghosts
Obviously,
inside
she was
her.
the honey.
So she took him to court and he got fined like 3,000. How'd you find that guy? Didn't find that guy, give him a medal.
I don't. Give the
That guy's a
guy.
fucking genius.
That's serious convincing. That would have
It'd be,
taken.
it'd be a great twist in the story if her pussy was haunted.
They go into the courtroom and get a testimonial for a ghost. Like, he's like, oh, what? Go come out here and just.
I was just
tell
in there
them that
chilling, man, and
I was
got invaded.
I was just trying to get you.
Oh man, that's crazy shit, man.
What made her think her pussy was haunted in the first place?
I think she had been having problems or something
Blue
with
waffle.
her husband and
They just every now and again you hear that.
Shy,
Coming to that fucking horrible.
So it wasn't even her husband. She had a husband, and it was.
Aye, and she went to him for like therapy advice and he told her
That guy's amazing.
told her that Casper was inside her.
What a player, man! What a player! Get what I mean? Fucking hell.
I hope he dressed up as a priest and just got like his clothes. Fucking yeah.
Oh my
my God.
Have a handkerchief off the end of his knob. A spooky ghost.
This is special lube.
Covered
The Holy
Oh,
Spirit
man.
lube. Stay still.
a spooky ghost covered in ectoplasm.
That's the weirdest fucking story I've ever heard. Man.
Aye,
That's
I
fucked up.
won't be coming inside you, it'll be the ectoplasm that'll dip out.
Look, the ghosts are leaving.
You're pregnant.
They're all
Oh no, the ghosts have come back to life.
That's like a Ghostbusters episode you're fucking creating here, man. Jesus.
I've seen that porno actually.
That's what they should do now. I just thought a fucking Ghostbusters
Probably.
porn
That's
parody or
totally,
something.
that's
Probably
a script
just
right there. That's a whole script.
I was just
I would
subject
watch
to
that porno.
Yeah, fuck, I've seen it.
I was watching a Scooby-Doo porn the other day called Shaggy.
Oh,
It's one of the best things I've ever seen.
you can there's an Avengers movie porn parody.
Has that not got China in it? She's a
China
scary
for the
bitch,
wrestling's in it, man.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck.
Not
And
again.
she's She-Hulk.
Oh no.
Okay, she gets pumped rough in
That
like it's
was
crazy, man.
horrid, man.
Did you see her one with X-Pac?
No.
Oh, her,
I know, I've seen it, like, no, I heard about
it.
it.
My willy, like,
Oh.
legit. Jen up. Her
Jesus
clit
Christ.
is bigger than my willy.
Jesus Christ.
Like my grass.
Felt so
This is a
dirty.
lovely conversation we're having now.
It's
This is classy. This
decent,
is classy. I
does
like
it.
it.
Does the trick like? Aye, fucking what?
Why did
there's
Billy
loads-
not want to come into this? Fuck.
But aye, fucking the other part of the story I wanted to tell then was where did I get to? I couldn't say. She'll pray for God. Aye, the guy basically explained to detectives when they would ejaculate, they would be getting rid of the evil thoughts in their mind, which I think is pretty fucking beautiful.
Oh, you would
Yeah.
do. I mean, moment of clarity after orgasm and all that.
What a fucking
that's
idiot though.
such a fucked up story. I
Do you
didn't even...
think, do you think maybe Obama's needing that just now with the thoughts of all the children that he's murdered floating around his head at night, just sitting there cowering in the corner with his Nobel Peace Prize? Get away! Swinging it around going, I'm not going to hit you, but if you come into the range of where I'm swinging my whole lump of hypocrisy, don't expect to not be beaten. Well, Nobel Peace Prize winner!
Not
Get
trying
away
to-
from me, ghost children! I need this exorcism.
Oh man.
He's not trying to bomb children. He's happened to bomb places that have children. You know what I mean?
That's
So it's not his fault. You know.
Nah,
He's
it's
a
definitely
fucking-
not his fault, but
You-
it is.
It is his fault.
You can't blame a guy for that.
He signed the order for the drone strikes, knowing
Well,
that they were
yeah.
going to kill people, regardless of whether they were children or adults.
Yeah.
He's still killing people.
But it's serious fault for having children. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
of course.
Did you?
Yeah,
Did any of you watch the speech he done about Syria?
yeah.
He fucking he was,
The
he
one
was
when he
trying to
walks down
say.
the big hall with the
Oh,
red
yeah,
carpet.
they make it all pretty
And the
dramatic, like a
lines
wee
all
film.
fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Your camera angle and
John Daly referred to it as I walking down the hall of I killed Osama bin Laden Palace or something along those lines.
The hell party story was basically fucking the reason they're going into Syria is because they used gas to kill people. Sorry to use fire and shit like that. Fire and bullets are fine, but they use gas to kill
Aye,
people.
they used
fucking
fire.
fucking-
That's okay.
Yeah, yeah,
We
it's
can't
fine.
kill people unless we're burning them.
Oh,
He's gas,
like
no, don't do
fucking-
that.
What's his name? The policeman that went Raj and started killing up there. And they
Or
burned...
remote.
No,
That wasn't
Chris
even one he
Dorner.
killed. Oh, right, yeah. Oh, the black
and they
guy.
killed them Waco style by burning
Burning
down,
them in a hut.
burning down a
fuck.
hut and televising it and that. So it's alright to
Jesus,
kill,
man.
Oh, that was
kill
horrendous.
Americans with
Oh, yeah.
fire.
They were
but
filming
it's
that
not
live
okay
as well.
to-
Like Bill O'Reilly was on like doing his news,
Oh, I
whatever,
hate him.
and like it was live with the hut burning down, and he was like, "Well, I guess that'll be him gone." Like just no empathy at all. Like, just sick,
Yeah.
sick.
Bill O'Reilly's a fucking cunt.
I hate that
He's
man.
a
I hate that
mutant,
guy,
like.
man. Fucking arsehole, man. We've run that dry with Bill O'Reilly, man. Just gives you a dry mouth. Fucking hell. Aye. Who were we on?
Talking about gas.
I was talking about gas, man.
we got
That was
The
the other thing as
problem
well.
is,
Syria.
Obama, when he came out, he was like, what was it he said again? He was talking about,
He's massive dick.
what was it? Who the fuck was it? I'm
I've not seen the
lost
video.
here.
See what I think Obama is? He's a mix between the president on Idiocracy, like the 3-time SmackDown champion, and did you see Charlie Brooker's Black Mirror?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The Waldo episode, like the wee
Aye.
cartoon bear. He's a mix between them. Do you think he's just a cartoon character rap singer? And that's what he is. Like the sort of a mix of, I don't know, Jay-Z and SpongeBob SquarePants. You know,
I can totally picture that as well.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that.
We'll here find a picture of that. We'll put it up as
We'll,
the
we'll
fucking...
Photoshop it, fuck it.
Yeah, but it's totally the guy for Idiocracy and Waldo, and it's
Oh.
just a cute, cuddly thing that comes out and goes, yeah, well, your mum, and then goes and bombs the place. You know?
The point I was trying to make was he came out and just made this fucking over dramatic.
Oh, the narrative over it was.
Oh,
it was
basically,
like an actor,
it was like a fucking, there's hundreds of children died in front of their parents and shit like that. It's like, but you've drawn people, motherfucker. You done that all the time. That's all you do.
What was it? He said? It was like the American military does not do pinprick strikes. It was like, no, you fucking blow the shit out of people.
It's,
It's fucking horrific, man.
it is, Syria is attacking Syria, so they need to attack Syria.
Do you think it's still going to happen, even
I
though...
really,
Oh,
really
yeah,
hope
definitely
not.
still happens.
I-
Definitely.
I don't think at some point it will, maybe.
There were-
but if when it does, we're all fucked.
There were documents released and stuff about like a load of countries that needed to be taken down in a certain order and all the rest of it. And the rest of them have gone, pretty much except for Syria and Iran.
Oh, Iran was in that as well.
And they've been fucking trying. Like, you know, bless them, they try.
Pakistan,
I think...
are we in Pakistan yet? No.
Pakistan.
Well,
I could be drone Pakistan.
I think
Pakistan's been getting droned for a while, and it, like they are
But have they
actually,
officially invaded?
they are actually at war
Well,
in
the-
Pakistan.
Are
They've got American military bases in all the stands.
Well, aye.
All the stands. And Russia has military bases in Syria, which is why they don't want them to come fuck it up. Because, like, no, this is our stronghold in the Middle East. You're not coming in here and taking it from us. So if they do, then somebody's going to attack Israel, and then it'll just go for there.
See, the thing is, as well, they'll try to get Britain involved as well, obviously. Is there a chance that they could just fucking go ahead and say, they came up, fuck it, would they care what you think?
Was done it before?
They could totally do anything, they could do anything they
Was done
want,
it
really.
before?
Yeah,
Tony
well,
Blair
They
done
give
it.
us the illusion of fucking power that we could vote on it and everything like that, but really they could do whatever the fuck they like. It's totally up to them. It's scary, man. We're total fucking ourselves up on. It's
You
crazy
saw
shit.
that video I sent you the other day about
That was-
the faked.
Fucking pisses me off that I couldn't find
What
it.
was it called
protest
again?
stuff.
Because
Yeah, and it's like
if I could find the video, I'll put it like on the description or something like that, so people can check it. Because it's a fucking amazing video.
I've seen tons of videos before where folk have claimed there have been actors used that like try like stuff like Drummer Lee Rigby thing and like Sandy Hook and Aurora Theatre and all the rest of it. That obviously, like at best, the story doesn't match the official narrative,
Yeah.
and then at worst, there are people claiming that actors are being used and stuff like that, which. Normally, you try and put that kind of thing out to just make people consider, because normally it'll have some insane amount of bullshit in it, but when one or two things that don't add up, but then people dismiss all of it because of it, which I don't think they should dismiss all of it. They should have
That's the big-
be able to see it and isolate, and then look at other parts and see them come together. But
That's
with
the
this
thing.
one, it's one of the first ones that I sent out to use, saying go and find some holes in this because it was pretty convincing, like.
That's it. That video was just fucking. Because I was like, you had heard all the stuff like using actors and stuff like that, and then when they added all the CGI stuff at the back as well, like at the end of the video, I was kind of like, fuck, man, like how many things have I been watching that have just been totally fucking made up, and I've just not been able to see through it. You know what I mean? Because CGI is so amazing that you can't fucking tell anything really.
You say some stuff like that to folk and they'll be like, that's offensive for the people that died.
Aye.
And to an extent, I think, yes, it is, but it's even more offensive not to
No, that's it.
look at it just because people, have or have apparently died.
That's it.
You should figure out whether that has actually happened, because if not, it's more offensive that that's
They
been
may have
pushed.
died in vain.
Yeah.
For nothing.
That's it. Can one thing I've always had trouble with was like talking about the army and stuff like that, because Darren's in the army, and see just talking about that stuff.
His name is as well.
Oh
so.
fuck it! He's coming. We'll get him one time.
But Darren wants to leave the army, so that's good.
Oh yeah. Well, that was a problem I had before. I didn't hate any more. That's still going about it, but try to talk about the army and how just horrific it is all the time, and fucking just the false reason, because he was in, was it Iraq?
He was in Afghanistan.
Twice. He was in twice, and fucking I think we spoke to him about stuff like that before, but it's hard to kind of get through to his family and stuff as well, because they go
He
after
played
fucking nuts,
the
man.
Hero of War,
Ah.
and that was like Darren's song, and they didn't seem to realise that Hero of War was against the war.
Who was
against-
that again? Was it Rise Against or
Rise
something?
Against that.
Hero of War. It was a tune basically against the war.
Aye.
And because it was such like a kind of
Because of the
beautiful sounding song,
The hook
they were
alone
like,
is what made that.
aye. His mum played it one day because she was like, he was in the army and she was like upset one day, so she played that Hero of War tune, but it's a tune against the war because it sounds like a broad kind of patriotic song. She was all fucking greeting everything like that, but forgetting that the words are completely fucking going against what that was.
Oh, you know the troubles I've gotten into for voicing my opinions on that.
I know, man.
Mind the guy with the burnt face, and I got like a 300 comment
Jesus
argument
fuck.
from almost entirely from people that weren't on my contacts list. Just coming. Basically, I said that if you join the army, you go into someone else's country, firing weaponry that costs more than what you make in a year at people that it costs more than what they'll make in a lifetime. They're going to fight you back, and if you get your face burnt off, then that's your fault.
You can't complain about it, really.
I accept that there are good people who go into the army, like because they've been misled or under the false promise of being a hero or serving their country or anything like that. But if they're serving their country, like as defence, they should be standing on the coastline, pointing a gun, waiting to shoot at anything gun-shaped coming towards us. You don't go over there and like if you're threatening other people's families and children, then you can expect to lose a limb or a face, and
One face.
one face down, and it's horrible for the people that
That's
have.
it.
Obviously, I support the troops, and that I hope that they'll come home. That I hope that they don't get killed. Like there are some people that are that mental that they should probably be there for their own good.
There was a Doug Stanhope done a.
Doug
bit-
Stanhope said he supported war for that. Aye.
He basically sports war based on that fact, and then it was like he sports troops on an individual basis.
Yeah.
Like if that troop
Was that the one
is an arsehole,
was that where?
was basically
Was
like-
that the one where Alex Jones was there and he almost started a big huge argument?
Aye.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh man, Alex Jones is.
About starting a fight with somebody.
He's got great intentions, is what he does. Alex
he's a
Jones,
mutant as well.
but he's an absolute fucking
just too angry.
goon.
He's
He's too angry. He was with what channel was on? He was on a
was
BBC programme.
Oh,
It was BBC.
All the things he's done in the UK have
Was
just
it
been
Newsnight or
fucking
something?
mental.
And he was just shouting at this man, and I'm like, if he would just calm down and just spoke eloquently and like just calmly, he would have came across so much better. But because he was shouting like just a mad fuck knuckle at this man who was just sitting across from him in a suit, being like, oh well, clearly he's a mental. Look at him.
It's hard to win an argument with that guy. It was just a fucking database of information,
like
and
he's-
Oh yeah, he just
It's
describes
crazy
things,
information.
and changes the point. And
I think Doug Stanhope, Doug Stanhope was on that thing with him the last time, and he was trying to argue his point, and Alex was like, well, I don't get any of the fucking.
He's good at debating
info
because
in
he
it,
doesn't
but-
let you put your point across properly. It just jumps in and just changes it all.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's fucking-
There's a good Stanhope on Alex Jones show, and we were like talking about eugenics and that, and Doug Stanhope's just like, yeah, well, it should be sort of passive eugenics, and that like a minefield, and then like Ted Nugent tickets on the other side, and go. And if people are stupid enough to run through a minefield for Ted Nugent tickets, then cool, wipe them out of the gene pool. I kind of agree with that. That if it's open and honest and right, you could die here. If you're stupid enough to do this, then that's what you deserve.
Aye.
But I think there's a lot that goes on sort of that isn't admitted to, like that, like shit going into food and stuff like that, that is clearly to make people infertile and kill stupid people.
Aye.
Kill the poor.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
fucking Bill Gates area was all for that.
You watch like I can't remember what company it was, but it was an advert for like health insurance, and it was like, so when you get cancer, yada yada yada, like as if that was like the thing.
The way they put it forward, it's just
I was writing I'd started writing a book, like just sort of short stories or like bits fitting together like a satirical kind of world, and one of them was going to be that it reached a point where cancer was how people died. Like it wasn't when you die, it's when you get cancer. You know, oh no, what happened to George? Oh, he got cancer, he's no worse anymore. You know, and that other than some random act of violence, that was the only way that you would ever die, because they just didn't know of any other diseases or anything. They built up the immunities to all of it, like through vaccinations and just sort of like through science. But then for some reason cancer had never quite been cured, just because they needed something to kill people.
that's quite interesting actually. Huh? Fucking.
What's
What the
next?
fuck? What's next?
You've got the notes.
You
in
want to
front of
continue talking about cereal, or are we finished with that?
Have you seen the
Is there
National
any
Service Bill that's been
That pisses
Parliament
me
just
off.
now?
I think it'll go through. I think there'll be too much opposition to it because it's bullshit. I think
Possibly, yeah, but
they're trying their best to get it through,
yeah, it's the same.
but I think it will. That'll be one of the few things.
Right, what was it?
that-
Did you read through it? Did you read through the
I
notes?
didn't read through it all.
If you
There's-
try and explain the basic points, just so that anybody's listening could.
Yeah, well, it's the National Service Bill was going through Parliament. It's in like the first couple of stages, so they put like the notes up for it. It'll be for anyone 18 to 26.
Just for the
You're not
UK.
25.
For the UK,
UK.
no, 26, up
Is
to
it?
26, 18 to 26.
Fuck. My birthday's in November.
but,
I'm 26
uh,
too.
uh,
25.
It's 2014.
When something goes through
through.
Parliament, it has to go through the House of Commons, and then it goes through the House of Lords, and then it gets voted on, then it gets Royal Assent, which is the Queen signing it off to say that it's legal. So
So it's going to happen
ages.
basically.
It's in like the first 2 stages just now, and there's 5 stages at each for the Commons, and then it's 5 stages for the House of Lords. So it's only in the first 2. It'll take ages, and it's not meant to come into force until like 2015. A law comes into force a year after Royal Assent, so a year after the Queen signs it off. It comes in a year later.
Well,
You might be fine.
So
I'm
I should be
26 now, so I'll be alright.
I should be 26 by that point, but
I'm
if
26
you don't
now, so-
have a reasonable excuse not to go, like
I
mental
think
or
this is a reasonable
physical,
excuse.
well, mental
fuck.
or
you
physical
can't dodge
disability,
bullets, is what they're.
you get prosecuted for not
For not going to war?
For not going.
I'd happily get prosecuted.
This is there's going
It's
to be
not
It's
necessarily
not to
for
go to
war.
war. It's just to sign up for 1 year of national service, and if
So it can be in charity shops and workfare
Yeah.
programs and
Oh,
stuff
right,
Ah,
like
see,
that.
that's not that.
So-
I thought it was
Oh
just.
no, but then it
army.
means it's slave labour.
yeah,
still.
you get
Well,
paid
like-
minimum wage.
You
That's
can't-
it. Just minimum wage for the year. It doesn't matter.
Switzerland does a automatic army thing, do they know? Where everybody needs to join up to the army.
Aye,
at
but
one
is
point.
that not all domestic though?
It's not an army. It's a people's militia.
Yeah,
Like
if it's-
there's no standard
fair,
army. It's just
When have
people
you
who
heard
have
about
guns.
anybody try to storm Sweden, or Sweden try to storm anywhere?
I think
Have you heard
it's
anything
like
about that? I don't think.
it's like a training thing, isn't it? Where they just train them up on how to proper use it. Like,
Yeah, pretty much everyone
Alright.
has guns, and it costs like £1 million for a bullet or something.
Fuck it.
And yeah, they're all fine. They're like, you know,
Well,
best
see,
education.
That's how it should be done for national service and that is just train you to actually be strong and fit and whatnot, and to go, yeah, well, I love this area that I live in, and I want to make sure it's safe. But you're not making it safe by going abroad and shooting people. Like, how are they fighting for anybody's freedom when folk are at home getting arrested for something as stupid as not wearing their seatbelt? Or
The key word I think for the army is defence. It's supposed to be defence. You're not supposed to just
See,
go earn.
the main-
That's brilliant, man.
The main,
It's totally
argument for
brilliant.
folk, the main argument I get for folk is that, oh, so would you prefer we didn't have an army? No. That's not what I prefer the army stayed in their own fucking country. That's
Imagine
what I
if
prefer.
massive space lizards came down.
Exactly. We
Came down
need-
to the fucking.
that's it. All our armies in fucking Iraq
If we
and
get invaded,
Afghanistan
they're
and
there.
that. Who the fuck
We're
shooting
just
at the
wasting
sky?
dollars if we try to get all this stuff out of here.
Who the fuck shooting at the sky when the
Oh.
space lizards come?
That's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be defence, but it's never really. It's rarely used.
And the fact that
defence.
there's been more terrorist attacks since we invaded than there have been beforehand. So who the fuck's been defended? It's bullshit.
It's like, I can't remember who said it, but the world will only unite when they've got a common enemy. Like so, like when space lizards come down, they'll be like, oh, maybe us fighting's kind of like silly and frivolous, and like maybe we should like kill the space lizards
Aye.
and get together. Like
Loads
You know, over that, and
loads of people are going to want to join them.
Although,
Like, no, please take
aye.
me. I am worthy.
What if
Please
the
take me
space
to your
loaders were
spaceship.
like cool?
I'd join them.
I'd totally be cool with space loaders.
I'd
Are
prefer
you seen
human.
what?
I bet
When
David
he's-
Icke's just a shell getting us against the space lizard people. Fucking mon do nanu
What a
naki.
cunt.
Any of you seen the Watchmen film?
Yeah.
Aye.
That's the kind of
comics,
same
yeah.
idea when they're like we have to kind of destroy something to get everything. It's not done like that, but it's like they had to fucking get a nuclear strike to happen to fucking kind of unite the world basically on one goal.
So he was kind of doing a good thing by killing everybody.
yes. Aye.
There's plenty of presidential speeches and that where they talk about the possibility of the aliens thing. And there was, who was it that apparently had the confession about the stages?
It was a Canadian.
So the Canadian
it was one of the Nazis. Fuck, was it Goring?
Goebbels.
Was it Goebbels? He apparently had a confession to a nurse saying that there was going to be a load of staged attacks, and first it would be it was the Red Scare first, then terrorism, then third world crazes, then it would be asteroids, and then lastly it would be aliens. And he's like, and all of it will be fake. And we look and we've seen the Red Scare happen, we've seen the terrorism, we're starting to see the third world crazies thing with like Joseph Kony and all the rest of it. Folk are kind of starting to see through a lot of it now, but the comets and the aliens thing are still sort of
Joseph
sitting
Kony
there.
did in the last one, didn't it?
I never seen.
Nah, but
anything-
they've still got AFRICOM. AFRICOM was already formed, and it managed to get them to send in more troops. And that there's still American troops in Uganda. Like it's no like that just suddenly got swept under the rug. Just the case got dismissed on it, like that people goes, oh no, invisible children are bullshit. But they didn't then go and question any of what was happening because
the guy that made it was naked in the streets slapping.
I was in all
wanking, that was
was
more
like
important.
wanking
Wanking
himself
cars.
off a car or something.
aye, fucking probably slipped scopolamine or something like that. Told, aye, go out and have the time of your life, and he's just gone, yeah, sweet, I'm doing this for God, you know.
That's the same kind of thing. Like fucking, he was trying to put forward that Joseph Kony thing. Julian Assange as well. Mind he was doing the WikiLeaks thing. They put a story about him fucking trying to rape somebody or something like that.
Is he in prison now?
It's
Is it?
always a sexual
There's
thing.
always a sexual
It's
thing, just to
always
make
a
them look
sexual thing.
weird and like too fucked up.
But the thing with like sexual, like when folk are accused of doing like rape or a sexual assault, it stays with them even if they're found not guilty. It just that stigma
Yeah.
stays with them.
Put it this way, right? If you heard like one of your best pals got caught wanking in a bush,
Fucking yeah.
you'd be like,
I've had loads of my pals have wanked in a bush.
I never had a wank in a bush.
You've never been walking home
see,
for the
this is
pub.
it. Now I'm feeling weird in it because
You've never been walking home for the pub and just been like, nah,
Need
I'm
a
going for a
wank right
lie
now.
down in this bush for a while.
never ever felt the need to kind of just jump in a
you need
bush.
to
And
get
like,
You need to get out most of it.
It's pretty common in leaving. Usually when I'm walking home and I decide to have a wank in a bush, I have to wait for the other guy to finish.
oh yeah, fuck him. Oh Jesus! Right now, quite weird about everybody.
Did you see the story that I reckon his fucking real name, but the guy's Kevin Webster in Coronation Street. And I fucking loved that. I was like on the front page, and he's holding a pint, and he's like, "I'm not a fucking pedo. I'm going to get a pint." And I was like, "Great! They're actually making a story to it because there are too many times they just go, this guy's a pedo, and then he goes to court. He goes to court, gets cleared, and they're like, "Oh, we're not talking about you now."
But there's loads of folk like, oh, I still think he was a pedo.
But it's like he's not
On
it's
based
like
on what?
It's like Michael Jackson. He gets all this
that's
fucking
the- that's the
publicity
thing, like-
about him being a pedo, and then he goes to court and gets cleared, and then they stop talking about him.
He got
They're not
cleared.
interested.
He
They're
got
not-
cleared like
Here's
2
the
or 3
thing.
times as well. It wasn't even just once.
Exactly.
How,
And then-
how
went
much
a few
of it?
times.
How much of it does it actually matter whether the person was or not? Like, where like, normally it's like like celebrities and stuff like that. And cool, if they were pedos, they should probably be caught for it. But if it turns out they were or weren't, what impact does it have on your personal life? And that's the problem.
That's
like, is that the news then goes in and hams up stuff like the fucking Michael Jackson thing and that. I don't know if he was a pedo or not. It's possible given his upbringing and whatnot, but it's also very possible that he was framed for it because he was speaking out about the sort of power structure that's held over him. Like, whether folk want to look at that as being the fucking Illuminati or whatever, you know, then cool, give it a brand name. But there's plenty to suggest that he was set up on something like that.
Well, was he not?
Brilliant.
Did he not say something about was it judges could be bought and stuff like that?
Aye. But it would have been much cheaper to just pay the folk what they wanted. They were wanting a few million quid.
Well, see, that's what annoys me as well. Like, I got raped by like somebody that's really rich. I want
Give me
money
money.
for it.
Aye.
It's like,
If I
what?
got raped,
It's like,
I was
so
either
you want to get like paid for your services? Is that
Aye,
like, you want to be a prostitute?
So-
is that what it is? I'm a high class prostitute. You never paid me enough. You know what I mean?
A wee bit
It's
crass.
it's a fairly cynical thing to do, that if there's somebody that's a millionaire or billionaire or whatever that's up for this kind of thing, to turn around and say, I want your money, rather than saying, I want you stopped.
Aye.
Yeah,
You know.
So
The last thing I'd want is money.
You know, I had a great night, but I just never got paid enough. You know. Fucking hell.
Pissing me off, man.
I was mind we watched that fucking thing. It might be off subject, but we were watching that Jay-Z Freemason thing. Have you ever seen this?
I've seen a lot of stuff on Jay-Z. I've done cartwheels through the weird side of the internet, because what that served to do was it completely destroyed any preconceived notions I had of the world, and then I went back and checked things with a more level head later, after going, oh my god, the world is fucked, I have no idea what's going
I
on.
done that after watching Zeitgeist. I just went completely fucking mental.
This is the thing, right? When I first seen Zeitgeist, it was the first thing I'd ever seen that was like taking away the ideas that I already had. Like I
Yeah.
fucking thought of like the way
your
the
mind.
war was started and everything like that, and 9/11 and stuff, and fucking. I didn't really care about religion either. I had no fucking idea at that
I
time.
didn't know.
But
the
then,
thing with the religion part on that though is it
It's
is
all-
incredibly like badly researched and
aye,
that.
he read 2 books. I think it was like 2 books
Right.
worth of evidence that he'd seen.
You can't
And
just read 2 books and then care about religion.
Yeah.
Religion
Aye.
is
That-
fucking...
you
But the thing
absolutely
is,
can't.
He makes a lot of great parallels. Like who is he? That Jacques. What is his name?
Oh, yeah.
Jack Fresco.
That's whatever. He does make a lot of good parallels between the religions and that, and brings
Right.
a lot of good
No,
points.
no,
Well,
no,
Peter
isn't
Joseph-
he
Peter
Jack
Joseph, the
Fresco?
Jack Fresco's the
Peter
guy that
Joseph.
does
Jack
the-
Fresco's the bald guy with
Peter
beard,
Joseph.
isn't it?
Oh,
Peter
right.
Joseph is the
that's
main
it.
guy.
Right, but it's like he brings up a lot of good points, but like you say, it's a bit under researched, and
Right.
he brings up he just sort of. I watched that when I was like fucking 17, and
Well, it's the same here.
I ended up having a fucking argument with all my pals because I was like, hey, you've all seen this film, you need to watch this film. They're like, alright, okay. I'm like, no, you need to fucking see this film. And I went fucking back. I was really drunk as well. And I think I fell out with them all because I was just like, you need to watch this fucking film. Ah, I freaked out, man.
Oh,
but
freaked out.
I'm in 2 minds about the film in general, right? Because
Yeah.
they come out with this conspiracy theory based video that first like does the topper, disproving all religion. Then it goes on to like give you the 9/11 stuff and the stuff about the banks and all the rest of it, and people are going, holy motherfucking shit, like this is groundbreaking, this is blowing my mind. And then it gets like 1 million views overnight, which is unheard of for a conspiracy video. Because you go, look, there are fucking millions of them everywhere, and they're not hitting that ratio, like at that amount, especially not at that point in time. Like now it's kind of like
Loose
to,
changes
to an
very
extent,
well,
it's kind of cool to look into conspiracy theory to some people.
I've noticed that quite recently as well.
I'm not suggesting that that's the only reason that people do it, but it has got that kind of mentality about it. But then
It's like a film. Folk like
after-
that sort of...
yeah. After the first Zeitgeist film, they give away all this apparently hidden esoteric information and all the rest of it. And then in moving forward, they come out and tell us that our personalities and our traits are predefined by things that happen in our lives, and that we're not to be trusted, and we have to go and like rely on a big computer for the Venus project.
Right.
And it's like, right, cool. So basically, you've just gone and shown that the world is evil, then suggested that our very own lives may be not what we think they are, and that we're dangerous at heart because of things that happened in our past, and we have to just submit to a computer to tell us what to do instead of just being fucking responsible.
That's it.
You know,
I read about the Venus Project, and it seemed like what the whole point in it was to make people like care for each other, or it's like having a community where it's not just about like getting money, it's about happiness or whatever. But then I might have read the wrong thing.
well, we're having the sort of automated system on it, like for like
Oh, wait, no, that's
how
the
much
bet.
resources are being allocated and stuff like that. It removes the empathy from the ruler's position. Can you imagine like transhumanism's becoming very possible thing just now. And there was a Joe Rogan thing where this Russian billionaire's talking about how he wants to live forever, and you're like,
Fuck
right, that is
forever.
fucking that. Well, not live forever, but you can choose to go. But if by transferring his conscious mind into like basically a robot body, and which would remove all empathy and like all emotion and all the rest of it, basically
hate
creating an immortal psychopath that's a billionaire. And now, if that sounds,
Batman
when you
needs
say it that in that kind of sense with a sentient mind behind it, that sounds terrifying. Now remove the sentient mind and just put in digits of like, this is what resources are there, and then how long before people aren't required anymore. You know, how long before
Fuck me up,
it's
fucking
not
hell.
efficient to keep the human race alive, you know.
Yeah. Skynet will be fucking crawling all over our land.
That's it, man.
The war is
like
coming. I read about that fucking billionaire guy or whatever. He's got like 3 phases. He's like, it's weird. It's like he's getting like stuff put in him that's all bionic. So he'll have a like human body, but he's got like bionic parts put in him to help him live healthier or whatever. Then that's his first phase. Then the second phase is taking like his personality and putting it into like a robot or whatever, and then the third phase is putting his brain inside that fucking robot.
Is he actually planning on doing this?
Yeah, no, he's like he's in.
Did you know started?
He's done
Who is
phase
he?
1. He's done phase 1.
Who is he?
Started already.
Fat knows.
What's his name?
Iron Man.
I don't know.
I'll try. I'll go and Google, man. I'll go and Google when I get in.
Sounds
And
like
fucking-
That is mental. That is
crazy.
I read it in
fucking.
Metro. It must be true.
It's like that guy in fucking Mine Grandma's Boy, the guy that wanted to be a robot, man. It's that same thing, man. Useless information for you. This is kind of why I invited Ian. Ian's a lot more fucking clued up than me on all this stuff, man. So
I invited Kev to keep me right and interrupt.
Keep
if
him
I
in line
start-
with his wee
if I
bit,
start
man, just-
talking mental.
It brings the metal.
right, fucking. What we want to move on to now, man? Anybody got any-
Again, you've still got the notes.
I can, but these are just shitty news stories. You want to go on to the next one?
What's the next story?
Well, the last story was probably the funniest story I found. It was the Red Bull causes outrage after running TV advert that suggests Titanic could have avoided disaster if its passengers had wings.
But it's true, they could have avoided the
fucking
disaster.
love
They
that.
could
If
have,
they had
they could
wings,
have, and if it wasn't sunk by the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Oh, we seen there was a video made by 2 wee guys to prove that
This is a lie,
the Titanic was done for fraud and insurance and that. And he's proof that iceberg could have taken the ship was he put a
toy Titanic
he
boat
put
in the
a toy
bath.
Titanic boat in the bath and then threw a bit of ice at it.
Right, man.
Okay.
Let's see what these things
Scale
when
to
the
scale, really. I mean, like.
It was a bit of ice. They just flung
just
it
an
in
ice
the
cube,
boat.
just an ice cube and throw at this wee fucking toy Titanic.
Who was it? That was,
Irrefutable.
can you mind who it was that was supposedly on the ship and everything? That
Yeah, there was like 3
There
there was like a consortium of rich people basically. This is like a really basic thing because I heard this
No,
recently.
it was Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. Do you know what I mean?
There was a consortium of rich people. A lot of them wanted to start like Federal Reserve Bank type things, like different
yeah.
countries. Free them, didn't they? And they were like, no, we're against that. That's bad shit. And they were on the Titanic, so they were like, well, just sink the ship.
I'm sure there's a documentary there about the mafia. No, the mafia, fucking hell. There was either the mafia or the Nazis.
The Nazis always coming here. Nazis coming everywhere,
The
man.
Nazis kind of
The
fucking
Nazis.
orchestrated the Titanic fucking thing.
But
I can't remember what it is. I'll have
were
to
the Nazis
look at
around
something.
in like 1912 or whenever?
No, they
Titanic-
well,
did they come into
actually,
like the 30s?
No, exactly. Aye, the Nazi party might have been, but certainly no as we know them.
Well,
Like the Nazi party was just the nationalist party for German
Well,
politics. But
That's maybe when I'm getting the Nazi or the fucking mafia. I can't mind. There's a documentary.
It'll
That's
be mafia.
one of the
It'll
two.
be
Well, there's a lot of mafia.
How could the mafia
Nazis
set
didn't they
up?
start doing evil shit until the 30s,
Oh yeah.
at least.
So well, that's fucking must be the mafia then. Jesus Christ! I thought because I was sitting thinking, I was like, how could the fucking mafia even do that? But I suppose don't know.
Mafia done a lot of shit, man.
They're a
Yeah,
really,
crazy
really big
cunts.
Is it-
iceberg, and they're like,
Is
what
the
the fuck we're
mafia
gonna do
just
with
like a sort of umbrella term for just like gangsters? Is that not just? I mean, like
It's-
I can there's like different mafias, but is when you say like mafia, is it not just meaning like a group of
Mafia's
It's
a
an umbrella
thing.
term for-
Certain gangsters that are only for fucking. Well,
Sicily.
it's become a big term now because you get the Russian mafia,
Exactly, yeah.
the
Yakuzas
Colombian
and-
fucking all that stuff as well. But originally it started in Sicily,
Aye.
and you could only be in the mafia or like any kind of families of the mafia if you were from Sicily and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So then they started branching out into fucking different people, so you can get like different.
Copycats came around.
Basically, basically.
Yeah.
So you've got all that stuff.
Cool.
But it's weird that fucking the Mafia could be even slightly involved in the kind of downfall of the Titanic.
Well, I suppose
Like, they just poked 3 holes or so like that at the bottom just to fucking help
That's
it go
why.
down.
That's why I just say the Illuminati, because I can't quite remember which group of people that it is.
That's, I
And
thought I'd
it's,
go. I thought
it's
I'd
a
go for-
catch-all term for rich people, rich evil people.
It was Dr. Evil. That's it.
That was it. That was it.
Dr. Evil, that's who it was. He was like getting icebergs with lasers on it, and that's what it was.
But this is
Seagulls for laser.
Fuck me, baby. I had a seagull with a stin the other day. No, the other week. A few weeks ago, and ever since I was in the beach, I was just throwing stins at seagulls, but I didn't mean to hit it, and I did hit it. I hit it right in the wing, and I was like, oh fuck! And every time I'm doing the beach now, I'm scared they're going to like gang up on me.
fuck.
There he is.
You might get fucked
They
up.
are pretty much gangsters.
Oh,
They things those
They
seagulls. Like.
followed me. They followed
Oh,
me.
look, like, fuck, did you hate chips on you? No.
No, I never.
They're
That
fucking
would've made
stealing you
sense.
one.
I might go down and make them an offering to the seagull god. I don't know. There's a guy that goes about, and this is totally off topic, I can't, but there's a guy that goes about one of the wee like biplane things, or not even a biplane, a tiny wee thing, like a seat with a fucking engine
A
and
wee
a wings.
glider.
A wee glider thing, but it's like a seat with an engine, so he's just flying about brrr, like that. And when he goes past the beach, all the seagulls are like, oh my god! Oh, they're god.
But this story, the Red Bull thing, sorry, take away from your story. The Red Bull thing, who the fuck's getting outraged by this, man? Like, who's sitting in the house going, oh,
Well,
Just turn it off.
Is there any survivors?
That's the thing. Like
The Titanic
people get
still alive?
angry
I think it'd be alive
at
now.
adverts and at TV. And I like they make me livid, but I just don't watch the TV.
that's
Yeah.
it.
It's that simple. It's like I look at like what's it, the fucking Go Compare adverts just now. They've got a
God.
billboard up
God.
where it's like best for such and such, like ticky box, best for such and such ticky box, and then clearly your favourite jingle. So now they're just taking the piss out of the fact that they did something really annoying, but stupid people are going, ha, ha, they know how annoying that is too. Instead of going, you cunts, stop making a joke about this and take it off the fucking telly. They're going, ha, ha, they make a joke about this too. Let's blow them up or throw them in a fucking black hole or whatever. And celebrities are coming along and doing it, going, on you, Stephen Hawking, wait, you throw him into that black hole because you're getting paid for it by the people who made the creation in the first place. It hurts my brain, like it really hurts
That's
my head.
it. There's people really get fucking offended
I want to see this
too
advert.
quickly nowadays, man.
Have you seen the advert? Did you watch it or? No?
I've not actually seen that advert. No,
I see it.
I'm going to watch it
I'm
again.
actually imagining it in my head where it's like usual Red Bulls are like the animation, eh? Like the,
Oh, yeah.
and I
That's-
just imagine them on Titanic and people are like, oh, we've hit an iceberg. Where are you going, Jones?
Who's sitting in their house going, do you bastards?
I know.
How can you say that word?
Very fucking dare they. But it was like I was asking him, is there any survivors of the Titanic still left, like alive?
I
mean,
couldn't
knew-
imagine nowadays.
Well, I know there was like
Titanic?
a woman.
What
that
year
was
was
like,
it?
well, 1912, but there was a woman that was like so old, like 100 years old, that was still alive. And
It was
she
a few
survived
years
it
ago,
and
wasn't
stuff.
it?
That was a few years
Years
ago. I
ago,
think
aye,
she's
aye.
still
I ken the
alive.
last guy for World War One died a few. I think it was last year sometime. Maybe the year before. So I'm not
They
sure.
find him in a trench, still fighting.
I mean this in the nicest way, that I hope that, like, I look forward to the day when the last people who were possibly involved with like World War II are dead, just so that when people say things like, we kicked you German asses or whatever, that I can go, no, you most certainly didn't. Like, there is no way possible that you did that. At all. You weren't even like a child during it, so you weren't even like, your parents were a drain on resources at best.
That's exactly man. It's just this fucking thing where people like kind of take on the historical moments as them.
At football games as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, man.
I can't believe we played so well. Like, oh, is that why you were wearing the shirt in your living room in case you got subbed off your fucking couch?
Oh, that'd be so good though. It just comes up the telly. Craig Duncan when you June.
Why was that June?
Everyone in the
Everybody
world
makes-
would be going,
Aye.
what the fuck is
Who's this
going
guy?
on?
Everybody waits a couple of hours when Craig gets the train down to Glasgow.
I've been other boys.
He's stuck. He's
He's
stuck.
knackered. He's knackered walking for the bus station. Like,
Let's get a taxi to the bus station and that.
Fucking right one.
where do you need me? The game's finished.
I'm glad I came in today. Bunch of cunts.
No, but you could replace your name for anyone, and that would
Aye.
be my exact same sentiment.
But it's just people get offended too quickly, and it fucking annoys me, man. There's people that get they went to comedy clubs and stuff like that. There's people being sued, comedians being sued for saying stuff to people in crowds.
Like hecklers as well.
Hecklers,
But not
hecklers.
Daniel Tosh.
Daniel Tosh, yeah.
Daniel
Sloss.
Tosh. The American guy.
American guy,
yeah,
aye.
yeah, yeah.
Daniel Tosh. I think that's an American. He was moaned at by some bitch who heckled him, and then he told her that she should get raped or something.
Aye.
And then she moaned about it, like, you heckled him, he's a comedian.
Aye.
What a heckle comedian.
It's the first thing he's going to do to get an attack. There is ways to heckle and kind of get round about instead of attacking.
I
There
agree,
is
it's a
ways to
bit
do it,
far
but-
if you tell someone they deserve to be raped.
They should take
Because
his
there
advice.
is, like, a lot of comedians, it is just offensive for the sake of offensive.
that's
It's where,
it.
like,
Frankie Boyle knows
Frankie
me in that
Boyle's
sense.
getting better now, and that, like, he's actually starting to, like, talk out on stuff that matters
Oh,
rather
yeah.
than just being offensive for the sake of offensive.
it.
So when you first hear it, like, our early material was based very heavily on watching a lot of Frankie Boyle, and we're just like, we'll be offensive, say the kind of
Oh,
things
yeah.
that you're not meant to say, and
That's
didn't
it.
realise there was no substance to it. But then, yeah, he's come out, he's doing a lot of...
He's doing a lot of good
We've
stuff.
said that on the show that you can be as offensive as you want as long as there's a punchline. Then he just like be
Aye.
stupidly racist or
There's
just
there's
hit a
a lot
punchline.
of, there's a big problem with racist jokes.
they've
There's
got
fucking
the-
racist jokes have no real substance at all. They're usually just packy or nigger
Yeah.
for the sake of just saying that word.
just saying it. Aye.
I
If it's a
think you
decent
can
bit of
totally you
wordplay
can get
or
away with
something, you'll
racial
laugh at the
jokes.
wordplay, like not the intent. Like as long as there's no hatred involved in it.
Yeah.
If it is just something like just for the sake of saying those words and it's no
That's it,
substance
that's it.
whatsoever.
See, to be honest, I like jokes that like touch on social like ills like that, like racism, because I would like to think that eventually that's all they are. They're just like funny things that
That's
used
it.
to be. Like, oh, remember how we used to think like that? That's funny.
Aye, aye.
You know what I mean? Like instead of actually being like saying it because they're full of hate, just saying
Aye.
it because that's funny. You know, like the difference. There was actually a difference between.
Like me and you were talking about that the gay Jew that played the violin on.
Oh
that
yeah,
hip-hop that you were
Stefan
talking about.
Grappelli.
We were talking about getting
He was a
fashion
he
tips
was
on
a-
the cheap and that.
As unless I'm mistaken, he was a gay gypsy Jew living in Nazi-occupied France, and he played jazz. And
Jesus.
Hitler hated jazz as well.
He was not a popular guy.
He's rocking down the house, that guy. Fucking
I
hell.
may have like one or two of those points wrong, but he was set. I'm sure he was gay. He was definitely. He was a gypsy jazz player at least. Whether or not he was actually a gypsy, I'm not sure. But yeah, it was in Nazi-occupied France. So
You know who Mattis Yahoo? Mind him?
Oh, I mean, he's shaved.
He was
He's got rid of all
Was
his face
He was
here.
a rabbi reggae singer.
Aye.
Which
It was
I found-
weird.
It was great, man. It was funny, and he was good.
He was a
good as well,
beatboxer.
man.
He's
He
a good
was
beatboxer as well.
Fucking. That's another thing. You're a beatboxing reggae rabbi.
ticks off.
he's all about Zion.
Totally. Eh?
He's all about Zion.
Fucking hell, it's crazy shit.
Did you? There was a video on I think it was probably on YouTube to begin with, but it was put up on Facebook by some cunt, and then it was celebrities reading bad tweets about them,
Oh yeah.
and what's his fucking name? The guy from Friends, Joey from Friends. What's his name?
Mark LeBlanc.
Mark LeBlanc read one, and it was someone dissing Mark LeBlanc. I can't remember what it was. And Mark LeBlanc just went, "Go fuck yourself." And then Justin Bieber at the end read one. It was something like "Please God, take Justin Bieber and give us back Tupac." And Justin Bieber just sitting there like that. Just couldn't believe it.
Thinking the same
Just
thing,
laughing.
just like, oh, please, just give them back Tupac. I don't want to hear this anymore.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Do you know say that Justin Bieber like on his Twitter or so he's always like depressed and shit because people hate him and that?
Oh, he's always.
Probably. He's like a young John Cena. Like,
That's what I mean. Folk always say that. Oh, celebrities they care about what you say. They're getting money. They do care. If you've got millions of folk
If they have
despising
millions of
you,
people saying that a day, you're
Aye.
probably it's going to get to
it's
you.
going to get to you.
Definitely.
And
Fair guy.
Justin Bieber's just a wee lassie, so how was he meant to?
Just a little girl. That's how Miley Cyrus ended up like that.
It's probably very hormonal.
Miley Cyrus is trying to be Justin
It's
Bieber.
actually
Justin Bieber's
Bieber's a time traveller.
Oh, God.
It's like we were saying about Obama earlier. Like you have to think like folk like Tony Blair or George Bush or that. Like they have to cry themselves to sleep at night, despite the fact that they clearly like are arseholes and don't really give a fuck on surface value. Like they must cry themselves to sleep, being like, oh my god, everybody in the world hates me, and I'm going to have to kill all these people, or I'm not going to be able to keep the power that I have.
With fire. No
With
gas.
fire.
Yeah, that's
Not
it.
using
Kill
fire,
them with
but
fire.
Although-
not gas.
How many folk do you think vote for Obama based on the fact he's black and they want to
Well,
look
that's it.
racist?
voted
Look
on
at,
Obama.
That
look
was
at
the
his,
thing, that whole
I read a
thing
thing
was
recently saying in Syria, Assad has over 70% public approval rating.
I mean, you put that up.
Do you think
actually,
Obama's got 70%?
Nah, definitely.
Like, and they think he's a fucking.
A lot of folk
They
vote
think
for
he's
Obama.
Jay-Z's hype man or something. Like,
A lot of
do you
folk-
think Cameron's got 7%?
Aye.
Like, he's just a fucking Cabbage Patch doll with no.
It's just
No
there
use
in that
whatsoever.
fucking.
Get the thing that
box, man.
pisses me off about American politics. Folk vote for them based on their social
Yeah, it's personality
opinions.
type.
Aye.
Like if you support gay rights, then I'll vote for you. So, who the fuck gives a fuck if you support gay
Support
rights?
human rights.
He's about to kill millions of people for fuck all, and you're voting for him because he's cool with gay people.
Yeah, in America though,
What
it's
the
like,
fuck?
I mean, there is other parties, but it's basically just a choice between blue and red, and it's
Aye.
like it's a total smoke screen. It's like, which one do you want? Which one do you want? Nobody thinks about the third option.
There again, it's no much better here. We've got
Oh yeah, it's,
Conservative
Oh,
and
what
Labour.
was the third option last time? Fucking Ron Paul, the neo-Nazi. He comes out and says some nice things about like shutting down the Federal Reserve or whatever, but so long as there's no black people involved, you know.
That took a wee while for that to come out, the neo-Nazi thing, didn't it?
Oh, it
No,
was a
no,
couple,
it was
a
a
couple
couple
of
of
years
years
ago.
instantly,
But
but-
I hadn't
But
heard
it wasn't
anything
big.
I
about it.
hadn't
It
heard
wasn't
anything.
publicised a lot.
Right.
Aye, because Anonymous hacked neo-Nazi groups and found Ron Paul. So,
just sitting there.
Any of you seen the new Doug Stanhope DVD actually?
I watched it with you.
Beer Hall Putsch.
what's it called?
Beer Hall Putsch.
Is there no Netflix exclusive?
It's a Netflix exclusive thing. I actually fucking paid for Netflix so I could watch it.
But surely folk will be able to rip it off.
Is this the?
Have you not got the internet?
sponsor
You can
part of
get
the
anything on the
podcast?
internet.
No.
Anything you want. you
Aye.
get it.
Fucking, he talks about
Does ad blocker work on Netflix?
I reckon I've never
I reckon
used
I've not
Netflix.
got.
Because I tried using
My ad blocker's shit now. I keep
I tried
every
using
time.
Hulu the other day despite their lizard adverts. If you've not seen them, you need to go
Oh,
watch
that's
it.
funny.
Right.
Suggesting that they eat people's brains and that they're lizard people. On a like Super Bowl commercial for free TV that they're wanting to give out that's been funded by the military. Why is the military funding free fucking TV for people? But ad blocker doesn't work on it, so it's a pile of gay.
Oh.
But not a pile of gay, I shouldn't use that word.
Hey, there's something
pilot.
beautiful about a pile of gay.
Aye.
You know, something beautiful about that. Just men wriggling.
It's a Rammstein video. That's a pile of gay.
Yeah.
Don't mean it as a derogatory
No,
term.
I'm going to
It's just a
start
bit
using that as something
Rammstein-y.
good. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I just got this. I don't know, I bought a new guitar. It's a total pile of gay. It's brilliant. You know what I mean?
It'd be a good
Some
way.
people like that.
It'd be a good way to reclaim the word.
It would be, yeah.
I think that.
We was going to say faggot for conspiracy theories or something.
I think.
That was a bunch of faggot or something. I can't remember what it was.
No, I can't mind. Was it not faggotry? That
Aye.
we said that
Aye.
for? But
There's
no,
a difference between faggotry and.
Faggot should
Get
just be like for tiny little dogs, like you know, little faggot dogs.
Aye.
Like
I've actually heard you say that before
yeah,
a while
yeah.
ago.
And yeah, you should be able to call them faggot dogs because that's
Aye,
what
aye.
they are, especially
Total
when it's
faggot.
Like Chihuahuas.
just break that.
They should have the
That's
next
what they
snap.
were doing. They were sitting there going.
Break that fucking faggot dog's neck.
I love this podcast.
I
right?
think this got broken up so we could bring it full circle.
But as I was saying, the Doug Stanhope thing, he was talking about how Anonymous managed to actually fucking do a lot more work than the Occupy fucking movement. Because Anonymous actually went to the fucking places and tried to really fuck them up as much as they could. Occupy Wall Street went outside and stood in a park
Yeah.
and drunk
I've never
coffee.
really-
It's like raising awareness
Fully-
and stuff though. Like
Yeah.
it's like people who miss the fucking boat and that kind of stuff that just didn't care. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh wait, suddenly there's like 100 people sitting in my local park. Why? And then they ask the question and they find out, and then suddenly they know. So
Right,
I
It's
think
the thing,
Well,
though, you look at movements like Occupy and that though, and they're happening for a reason. Like, they
People have set it up
They had
looking to
like
fucking
they had
change them.
internet. No, I'm meaning like at the grander levels of they need people like colliding with each other. Think fucking that Biffy Clyro tune that Matt Cardle done. It's fucking order out of chaos, Freemasonry shit.
Right.
Like the when we collide, we come together. If we don't, we'll always be apart.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
suggesting that like by like it was somebody that was speaking with he worked with Bloods and Crips and that about getting order between them, and basically they found that the conflict wasn't a bad thing. It was unresolved conflict that was a bad thing.
Right.
The fact that they were forced to like they had this conflict with each other. Eventually, they came out of it with a sense of empathy, and like in a grand scheme of how like things are politically worked, I think to an extent a lot of that's happening, but it's
Yeah.
going to be fucking horrific and full of war in order to do it, you know. And the likes of Occupy, they had folk that were setting up like wireless internet things for them and that were there, and it was funded by Pepsi. So when you start seeing folk like that getting involved, I start asking, you know, going like, right, okay, why are they funding that? And then it's like that lyric I put in your tune, what was it? They staged a revolution to make terrorism streetwise because there's pepper spray at Occupy, but Iceland was never televised.
No, yeah.
Which, it's true, they need, like, and of course they're not allowed to use chemical weapons except when it's pepper spray on their own people at Occupy.
That's an airport. We fucking fund a lot of chemical weapons as well.
Yeah.
Like white phosphorus and fucking.
So they're the ones that Cameron sold them.
How about when Israel were striking
uranium.
Palestine with white phosphorus and shit like that? You didn't hear about that. Frankie Boyle said that when he was working Mock the Week, one of the only rules was don't mention Israel in any capacity.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not positive, not negative, just don't mention Israel.
There was
That's mental, eh?
mine
Like
was
folk think, oh, it's just a conspiracy theory, but it's fucking real. Like mind the blocked Palestine out of
That's
Mike
what I was going
Righteous's
to say.
tune.
No, that was it. Oh, yeah.
He done it on somebody else as well, but Mike Righteous.
They blocked out Gaza Strip. Somebody had said Gaza
Aye,
Strip.
Gaza Strip.
In one of their
Like,
tunes,
what
and
the
they just
fuck?
blocked it out. But they added it back in because I think it was Low Key, the rapper.
Aye.
He'd fucking.
They
put
didn't
up in
add
his
it back
Facebook.
into Mike Righteous' one.
No.
He said free Palestine, and the excuse BBC gave was it was offensive because it gives the illusion that Palestine isn't free,
No.
and so they thought that.
Oh, wow,
Just try to save all the
the
Jews.
smoke screen is clear.
Fucking
Oh, man. And it's one you can't discuss either because people throw up the anti-Semitism thing
But
because
Palestinians
they
are
don't
Semites as well.
understand the difference between Judaism and political Zionism. Like, there's a very big difference in that you get a lot of Hasidic Jews and that who are very, very against Zionism. You know, there are a lot of people in Israel who are standing up saying, no, we don't agree with what our government is doing to those people because it's apartheid. Like, it doesn't matter how much you shine it up or whatever, or how much you look back at what Hitler did or, you know, whatever, cool. Hitler, well, not cool, but Hitler did those things. Learn from them. Look at it. Don't fucking be an arsehole to somebody based purely on their religion or their, you know, whatever, if they're not just generally being an arsehole, you know. And the people that are over there are still people. You watch, there's a good documentary called Israel Hell on Earth, and it shows you the way that the Israelis, like, troops and that look at Palestinians. Like, they don't look at them as the same species, man. Like, it's a very us and them mentality. And you look at, like, the last time that Israel was struck, it was homemade missiles that they have no targeting systems on them. They'd be as well tying fireworks together and lobbing them at it. And then for that, they get tactical airstrikes and fucking, like, there was a British journalist Harry Fear was over there. He during the last strikes, and he was offered political asylum, like getting out and that. And he said, "No, I'm staying here to report what's actually happening."
He stayed there the whole time, man.
The entire time he's going up on the roof watching places around him getting bombed and that. He was saying for a while he thought that it was warships out on the coast and that, and it wasn't. It was Palestinian fishing boats out during an airstrike because they couldn't afford to lose like what was happening. Because if they didn't stay out there, they were going to die of hunger anyway.
It was tanks and that in sight. They hadn't started invading yet, but they were getting mobilised as well, apparently.
And then it was like, it's the, like, Netanyahu's, like, stance on it publicly, like anybody else, I don't believe that it's Netanyahu doing this. Fucking cough, cough, Rothschild, cough, cough.
Sorry, wait, that's one of the rules we kind of mention the Rothschilds. Continue.
Fuck the red
I'll just
shield.
cut that. I'll cut that out.
No, but like he did basically a tourism video for Israel talking about like our soon-to-be capital Jerusalem and all the rest of it, which is still Palestinian land. Basically saying, no, we are taking Jerusalem, you know, because Israel was formed by Hitler, handed over to the Jews by Churchill, and now sustained by the Rothschilds.
It's true.
I've done again. I've never researched.
He's talking
too deep.
bollocks.
I done again. It just amazed me. That's what it is. Right, we're just doing a wee pish break. We're all back and stuff. We're going to start talking about music since we kind of fucking missed that. I was going to bring it up at the beginning, and we got straight into fucking talking shit. So
That happens too much.
it totally harms it. Like
I forget to plug my music.
well, the thing is, like,
Instead of
as we were going
talking
through all these
off
subjects, we fucking branched off into totally different shit, and somehow we kind of dragged ourselves back into different stuff. So it's going to happen all the time.
Managed to be much longer than I expected as well.
Aye, and it's
these
still
biscuits
on.
haven't disappeared yet either.
Oh, yeah.
All you hear is
What's in these?
Foxy's
Didn't
biscuits.
look at the ingredients, didn't he? Didn't he do it to yourself?
What are any of the ingredients in these
Aye.
ingredients?
As long as it doesn't contain horse, you might be alright then. Fucking
Horse is
hell.
better for you than coo,
Piece
so
of
maybe
biscuit.
stop talking about this.
It's a scandal, mate. It's a scandal.
It's not a scandal, they've actually made shit food better for you. That's all they've done. And Fogarmore, they want this better stuff.
Thing
Oh.
is, horse not usually like a more expensive meat.
Ah,
So
yes,
how-
It's
it's
a
meant
point
to
on
be.
advertising standards, so that if it's been advertised as beef, it should probably at least resemble beef.
like
But it doesn't,
McDonald's.
even if it didn't have
It's only
horse,
chuck
it
the
doesn't
biscuits.
resemble beef.
I know,
Are
but
are people aware that
If
like
you're
half
paying
the
a
burgers
pound-
contain just water?
if you're paying £1 for a lasagna, you have to assume that it's
Oh, yeah,
all going to be
totally.
arsehole and eyebrows anyway. But
Ah.
At least it's coming for a kit.
at least you know that it is actually coming from the animal that it says it's coming from.
Yeah.
That fucking that Iceland lasagna, man, I get that all the time. I quite like that.
I used to like
shouldn't
it, I
it's
got kind of
fucking-
sick of it. I was eating it like every Sunday. Sunday was the day that I couldn't be arsed doing anything.
Sunday was your lasagna day.
Aye, but every Sunday I would have lasagna and some garlic bread, and that would be it. But I've not had lasagna for ages.
Oh yeah.
Some pointless info for you.
Right, so anyway, Kamihamiha music. I'd still struggle with that, fucking hell.
Yeah.
So, right, you want to explain a wee bit about the band? What kind of stuff he's doing?
Well, depending on how far back you want to go, it started as my solo works, doing sort of rappy stuff over dancey tunes, taking the piss out Hadouken, because I saw them play live and they were good at what they did, but they were a MySpace band, you know, that you put on your profile to look cool.
Ah.
And I thought, well, if they can do that, then I'm just going to take the piss out of it.
What are Hadouken? Is that like a metal
No, it's
dubstep?
like an indie, dancey, new ravey kind of band. Their last, I don't know if they've got another album out now, but their last album was produced by Noisia and that, so it was actually pretty good. But their stuff before that, it was total just MySpace music.
Right.
And I just went along because some friends were going, and then was like, actually, they might be onto something with the sort of electronic stuff with a band and all the rest of it. And I thought, if they can rap in London, I can rap in Fife. This was before I was really acquainted with Scottish hip hop and stuff. And then I started making those tracks, trying to market it to the hip hop crowd, and they were like, no, this isn't hip hop. I tried to market it to the dance crowd, and they were like, no, this sounds like you're making tunes for bairns, because it was just tunes about taking pills and getting your Nat King. And, you know, it was kind of the creative equivalent of Andrew WK's tunes about Party Hard and that. Really, it's got no musical substance to it. You're just meant to go, yes, I'm going to get hammered, yes, and that was it. And then I had a baby and realised I couldn't make tunes about just want to fuck anymore when the mother of my child was at home suffering the consequences of said actions. And yeah, now we've branched out a bit. Obviously, like, it started out as being electronic stuff, so I could do it myself. And then as my equipment has grown and whatnot, it's branched out a bit. We'd made our debut album, Trash Disco, before we'd played a gig, so that we had an album's worth of material to go with. we went on, we formed a band. We played Clearwater Studios Battle of the Bands back in 2011 and won it on our second, third,
That's
and fourth
brilliant, man.
gigs.
When I heard about that, did you know put a video up as well? I think.
Yeah, we had a video of the
That one
final
as well.
that was just taken from the crowd.
That's pretty epic, man. If it's just your second gig, but you'd been gigging before.
Yeah, I
been
played
bands and
in
everything before
bands
as
and
well.
stuff before. And Kev, and in fact, the whole band had been in bands and that before it.
That's it.
And yeah, we went in. There were people claiming it was a fix and all the rest of it, saying, "Oh, we knew a Perth band would win." We were like, we didn't. We're for Fife, and two, we didn't know anybody here until we came and did it. You know, and that got us onto Scottish New Music Awards and doing the Rabbit Hole Festival last year and that. And then now we've just released our well, it's our second EP because we did a split EP with Crooked Fella as well. Well, I did. Now we're full band EP this time. It's 5 tracks, continuous mix, sort of emulating DJ culture, of sort of electro, heavy metal, dubstep, hip hop, and yeah, it's out now on Blueku Records with this big yellow fella in the collar.
It's good.
And yeah, it's pay what you like download on the Bandcamp, so go steal it if you want.
Well, days I'll put a link on the Mixcloud and that, and we'll fucking plug that away like.
Yeah, we've got a documentary that we're making of the making of this, and provided we get permission for certain people for them to actually be in it, yeah, it was an insane trip. I lived in the woods for a while. I got battered by a tramp, who was also a time traveller. I expressed my disgust that Joseph Kony wasn't in the Royal Rumble or at WrestleMania, and that the reptile Donald Trump got into the Hall of Fame instead of him. And what else happens? I had a moment of revelation whilst on 2 tabs of acid and smoking DMT, where I was given a message for God. And I disappeared to find God, and Kev went to Buckfast Abbey looking for me, but I wasn't there. That was really upsetting, and I converted to Rastafarianism, and I had a metaphysical crisis and started a freestyle in it, and everything that you just heard was a lie as well.
That I can't even comprehend what just happened there.
Me neither.
Basically, I'm
It's
looking
sort
forward
of
to seeing
there,
it, man.
but it's just no going in.
I'm not even going to try and tie this together nicely, but it's just been cut out. And so, yeah, people in the band, it's me, Kev Cooper of all people,
Hello.
sitting over there, my brother Michael, who used to play for White Van Fugitives, but they've just
Are they finished as well?
they've just split up. Their last gig was at Down the Rabbit Hole.
Shit. Is this because they've been looking for a vocalist for a long time?
Yeah, they had.
Is it because they couldn't find one that they've stopped, or they just...
Nah, I think it was just sort of creative differences between them and stuff.
Creative. That's like the sort of go-to excuse.
Nah, I think
It's like they hate each other, but no. That's
I think it generally was. But I mean, like Gavin Bain, like Brains McLeod, that did the great hip hop hoax and that. He laid down a verse on, well, not a verse.
Yeah.
He laid down full lyrics on 2 of their tracks for them.
shit hot, man.
Just as a demo for things. And apparently, like one night when at one of the, I don't know if it was one of the premieres of the show or what, but apparently everything that he signed, he mentioned White Van Fugitives in for them.
That's
which
pretty
was
cool, man.
Cool. Gav's a sound guy, like.
Their stories are absolutely fucking amazing, man. Sorry to go off here.
Oh,
That's
that
the whole thing's just
it was-
fucking... You heard about this, yeah?
It was Loki posted a thing about it the other day, just a trailer, like, who the fuck are these guys? And I sent him a link of like some of
There's-
Gav's freestyle stuff, and he's shit hot at it.
See, the thing is,
He
there's
just-
a lot
he
of
just
people...
retracted what he said, like.
There's a lot of people that think because they fucking... Like, basically, it's 2 guys, Gavin McBain and... What's the other guy's name?
Oh, I can't mind his name.
Right, basically, it was two guys for Dundee that went down to London at first, like that, for a fucking... For a kind of record label interview or something like that. I'll probably get half this wrong.
It was record label or like X Factor type thing or something like that.
They went down and they were kind of rapping Scottish accents and stuff, and they just got basically laughed at the place.
This is a real thing.
It's a real thing. This actually happened. They went, so they were like, "Fuck it, we'll just pretend." Obviously, there was a bit of backstory to
I've heard this.
Aye, we'll pretend we're guys from fucking California. We'll just start rapping in American and stuff. And they spotted Eminem and fucking
Madonna,
Madonna, man.
D12 and that, yeah.
Aye. And fucking
Doing well with it.
I read somewhere that they were pretending at one point that they were pals with D12,
Right.
and they fucking one of them had to go up on stage Or I think the two of them had went on stage and that, and they seen Proof, fucking Proof ED12, and then went up and gave him a cuddle and went, oh, I've not seen you for a while, and Proof was like, what the fuck, like that? So he's that was a pretty good bit, man. But the whole idea, there's a lot of people that didn't agree with that whole idea, which it was a wrong thing to do.
It was done as a fuck you to the talent contest.
It kind of depends why you change your accent.
They were good enough to actually do it off their own accord, but then they were being told, no, you can't do it because of this, so they said, fuck you, we'll do that and do it anyway. Which I can see, like, a lot of people be like, yeah, that's sellout. And it's sellout as fuck. But they did it for a reason and for a purpose, and they won. You know,
funny.
They won the battle on it.
I saw these fucking.
That's Hydro's
like,
just a bitch.
Gavin had he'd pretended to be he'd become that immersed in it. He was like, when he sort of admitted that publicly that he was for Dundee and all the rest of it. He's on stage and the rest of his band are like, you what? Because they genuinely thought he was from California.
I can't mind what one it was, but one of them got a girlfriend at that time and had to pretend he was American all the time, all the way through that fucking shit, man. I don't know how long they were in that fucking charade that they'd made up, but to act American for all that time,
surely you'd forget
to your girlfriend that thinks you're American and shit like that. That is crazy, man.
Imagine waking up.
Nobody talks about Robert De Niro's acting, man, but fuck's sake, acting that constant every fucking day. Oh, man.
When you wake up in the morning,
shit.
for the first minute or two, you don't even know who you are. So to carry on just doing an American accent would be fucking, that's talent, man.
Going, oh shit.
Wake up to see your girlfriend and be like, alright, doll,
doll.
If you want proof of like how good he actually is, go search for Brains McLeod playing Porcupine online. It's like a Skype freestyle battle thing that he does, and his stuff's outstanding. So I don't really think it matters what accent he goes in. If it's fair enough, it's just, it's for the sake of selling records and whatnot. And it would have been even better if he'd done it with the Scottish accent, but that wasn't going to sell.
That's it.
It's fucking great. I think it's hilarious.
Oh,
I need to see that fit.
Did they sell any albums at that time as well? All I ever heard was about like the live shows and stuff. I never heard about any album sales. And
then last year, the band, his new band, Hopeless Heroic, they did over a 200-date tour, all self-arranged and self-funded and that.
That's brilliant, man.
Whether or not they managed all over 200, I don't know. But that was surely one of the biggest tours in the country that year. Like,
definitely, man. That's pretty awesome, man.
Imagine just touring for 200 days.
Surely you wouldn't have a show every night.
Well, actually, fucking hell.
There's
only that's only 165 days that you haven't got a gig. Like, that seems like a lot, but out of the whole year.
You're playing more than you're not.
Aye. That's mental.
Holy shit.
But you have to remember, you're only on stage for about an hour and a half.
But travelling
There's set up and stuff as well.
Travelling as well.
One of my biggest problems with fucking doing like the DJing and stuff is the travel. And it's only in Scotland as well, but I fucking hate sitting
when you're
buses
doing
and trains and everything.
Where do you find time to write new material? How do you record it all? If you've got all this travelling today...
Write a song in Soundcheck, play it at the gig. If you like it, it's your new song.
But you have to remember, like, when they're on tours, they're not all year.
If you did do a date tours, you're...
Well, I suppose I know what you think of
it. Factor in travel time and that, like...
That's it, So that is a lot of work. Just kidding.
It takes a big chunk out of your wanking schedule, basically.
It does.
No hedges. Well, the fuck, mere hedges, actually. Mere hedges.
It's mere hedges than bedrooms, like.
Fucking hell.
So,
sorry, we're talking about good music, man. So when did you... so, I mean... So that again,
cool.
Basically, when did you decide to go for your AIM Productions side to kind of bring in the band? When did you start doing that?
It'd always been sort of the intention to do, like, because, as I'm saying, I'd seen this sort of like indie band with electro stuff doing grimy, sort of not really grimy, but kind of grimy vocals and that over it. It'd always been the intention, but just trying to figure out how to do something like that live was a headache and a half. Like, I went through about 5 different plans on what equipment I was going to use and all the rest of it, and funding it, cheers student loans, It just took a long time to do it. It took 3 years to write the first album, and it was only 10 tracks, because it was all made by us, like produced, recorded, everything was us, other than, I think, Sandy plays guitar on a track, Sandy Power, Our Smallest Ventures, plays on one track, got Shave McDusney on guest vocals on one track on that. And other than that, off the top of my head, Sandy plays cello in the album version of Just Wanna Fuck as well. And other than that, I can't actually think of anything else anyone else did, other than a couple of samples picked up for here and there. And then, it took us about, a year to do the next EP, because we wrote it through composed, like we didn't do one track and then DJ them together or anything. This was one session of like over 100 channels, doing it in my bedroom, you know.
I remember coming to your house one day and you were like, hey, this is something here, it was only like a quarter to it. Fucking, sorry if we got interrupted here by a fucking bear and
An elephant.
crazy loud fucking animal feet. Oh, aye. Fucking crazy, man. It seems like the thinner the bearings are, the fucking louder they are in the flare, man.
Yeah.
Like break dancing out fucking side, man. What was I saying?
I was showing you some.
I think you'd only got like 5 minutes or something like that, and there was so many fucking different things up there, man. It's nuts.
I mean, we had equipment break in the middle of it. I had a loan of Kev's laptop for about 6 months or something, like mixing stuff and that. I'd given him my shite laptop and I had his because it was powerful enough to actually do it. And my equipment was breaking in the middle of gigs and stuff. We played gigs where we just had to just freestyle on the spot and that. Like
that was quite cool.
And I heard about this. Was this in Dundee?
We've done quite a few. It's happened a good few times where things have broken or things haven't gone right, and we've just said, fuck this noise, we're keeping playing because that's what I do. It's all about how you can fucking pick up for any shitty situations as well. It just shows how fucking talented. I kind of like it when that happens as well, because gigs like that, the people who are there are the only ones who will ever see that song happen. You know, it'll be lyrics that I've got for upcoming tracks, or stuff that I just suddenly have to piece together on the fly to make something coherent that can go together while sort of trying to guide a drummer and a bassist along to actually do something, good enough to work. And we've had to do that multiple times. We've got onto, as I say, that EP's out. We're working on another album, and just a few tracks here and there to go out for free download and whatnot. We're currently looking at getting some of the material and writing it in different genres and stuff, so that we can, now that it's reached a point that the lyrics have actually got a point to them, we can go out and we can do an acoustic set somewhere, so that we're not coming out and just playing dubstep, heavy metal, electro, hip hop everywhere we go, or we could do like ska punk versions of our tracks and go get bookings for punk or hardcore promoters, or those kind of things. And the message is still just as relevant, and hopefully we can call some people over to say, well, it's cool to like punk, or it's cool to like acoustic music or whatever, but here's all of them done in one record.
That's a unique selling point to use as well, because you can go to pretty much any gig and fucking get at least a good few new fans as well.
You can imagine like doing an acoustic spoken word set with our old stuff. I'm going to do an acoustic version of Trash Disco that sort of just extends on how shite Kitties is and the mentality behind mass-produced club culture. And it's got no substance to it whatsoever. And someone with decks and some breasts, furthering their modelling career isn't something worth paying to go out to just because that's where everybody goes. There are folk trying to put on gigs where there's an abundance of talent out there, man. Like you wouldn't find it unless you go looking for it. But the amount of bands that we've met for playing gigs and for going to shows and whatnot, man, it's fucking outstanding. Like people speak to me about modern, like mainstream, like mass-produced music, and I don't have a clue because I've not got time to listen to it. I know yourself, you're like mad about like underground Scottish hip hop and stuff like that, and that you could easily fill an iPod with it. You could easily, or you could create a radio station based purely around that, because there's so much talent coming out. There's a lot of shit as well.
There is a lot of shit.
There's a lot of rappers rapping about wanting to be a rapper instead of being a rapper. Or
Deps made a song about that concept. He made a song, but the concept was based about rapping about being a rapper. It was a weird song.
See, like Inception.
The main problem is you and me running Scotland stand up for that length of time. I find it hard to kind of mention names of groups that I didn't like, because I spent that long having to put fucking stuff on the blog that I didn't like. A lot of the time as well, I had to put stuff that was going to relate to fucking everybody.
Yeah.
And I knew I can't just go, oh fucking this guy's shit. I could, but I
I
didn't
don't
like
think there's
it.
any need to actually just come out saying
No,
this
no, that's
guy's
what I'm saying.
shit.
I
think
think
everybody should be taken on and should be just shown the
That's
way
it,
to make
that's
their
it.
music better. As long as somebody's not egotistical enough to go
Some
look at it and
bad
think,
egos in Scottish hip hop right now.
yeah, if you look at your material at any point and think this is a finished article, then there's something wrong.
That's
you know,
it, that's
you
it.
should be willing to grow and learn as you go along, because when I released Trash the Disco, I thought this is a masterpiece. This is brilliant. People are going to want to drink bucky and fuck sluts, and and
People still do.
and to an extent, people definitely want to drink bucky and fuck sluts, but it doesn't mean that the music had any substance to it just because there were people that were doing that. So there are a lot of people that would turn around and say, "Oh, that's shit," or that that I can't produce or whatever because I've made tunes that they don't like. But in general now, we've realised that, we've moved away from that, and you build and you continuously build like that. And there's stuff that I was writing while writing the last EP that was just children protesting outside. There was stuff I wrote that was rejects for the new EP that now I look back on it and laugh at how sort of politically misguided it was and stuff like that. But that some people won't do that. Some people will, and obviously with the coverall of some people, it's a very pessimistic way to look at the music scene, because there are some people that are doing very, very well and are making some great music out there. And I think that's what we need to be focusing on, and that folk, at the same time, people shouldn't be looking at it thinking they're doing something great, I want to do that too. Because while you should take inspiration for the music, it shouldn't be right, I want to sound like Loki, or I want to sound like fucking Hector Berserk or Stanley Odd or someone like that. It should be, right, they've done something that I like, and cool, I like how they've done that, now I need to do it my own way,
See the thing that I find fucking quite cool about Scottish hip hop, for some reason Loki, who is a totally, as you would class, an underground MC, based on lyrics and stuff like that, stuff that he wants to talk about, he's socially conscious at least anyway, he is highly fucking regarded as one of the best MCs and is fucking highly publicised everywhere basically. And he's underground sounding.
On a mainstream level, we wouldn't get to that, but
a lot of the mainstream sounding folk aren't they fucking getting that much kind of views for some reason.
There's a few.
There's a few, but Loki seems to get he's on telly all the time and stuff like that.
All the time.
And it's fucking all the time. He's never off. He's never off the telly.
Never off the.
But that's what I'm saying. He seems to get publicised. You wouldn't see that in America.
That's because
even in fucking England.
It's it's not actually through Loki's music. Loki said that he tries to keep the fact that he's a rapper hidden. For a lot of rap, he promotes himself as a political activist.
Right.
Especially on radio and on when he was on ACV News. It said rapper and political activist, but he pushes himself more as a political activist than a rapper.
I think the biggest problem in Scottish hip hop is the fact that it's just other artists that listen to Scottish hip hop. There's not very many fans at all.
There's a level as well where people have seen someone doing something that was like that interview that I can't remember what it was for, but it was Mr. Bo's interview where they're like, how did you get into Scottish hip hop? And he's like, I created Scottish hip hop. People watch that and think, oh well, they did something like that, and I don't know a lot of how that came to be or anything. I just saw one interview and I'm going on that. But people see stuff like that and they'll be like, right, well they created something, so can I, but then they'll go and try and do it in the most easily accessible way whatsoever. And you can look through their tracks and see how many people have a track that's about how they want to be a rapper, or a track about how they're going to be famous, or these kind of things.
Always makes me laugh when fucking like we underground Scottish acts are recording on USB mics. Me talking about how they're going to be famous in a few years, and it's just, especially when right now they've not even got any decent kind of sound quality. It's just as rough and as best as they can get it the new, and they're talking about being in the charts in 2 or 3 years.
I can't count how many tracks I've had sent to me where it's somebody who's written a song about a mate or their mum or somebody who's passed away,
Aye, yeah.
and then they get so offended when you don't love the track, and it's like there's no offence to the sentiment behind it. I'm sure you meant it with every bit of your heart.
Just the
But-
song wasn't good.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
the-
that you can't just use that gimmick. That's
That's
X
it.
Factor.
Right.
You know, that is X Factor. It's very core. Is that
That's it.
if you have to have a story behind it in that way for it to go forward, like having a story behind it's great, but you have to be able to actually draw people into that. And if it's the 6th song that you've heard that week, if people singing about a passed away mate and none of them have done it in a different way from each other,
Right, so-
then it's going to get slept on.
Right.
You know.
That's it. That's it. There's loads of different problems.
Like love songs as well. Love songs bore the tits
Do you
off me.
hear Mug's love song?
The
And
Mug's
he
good
taken
though.
a different
Mug-
approach to it as well, which is quite good.
Mug can do what he wants. Mug's talented enough that he can do what he wants. He can rap about chains and fucking hoes, and I would let him off it because it's Mug.
He's probably the most terrifying looking man I've ever seen.
He
in
is.
raps.
He might. Oh, I've said this before. He would mind the getaway for the PS2 that game. Mind the gangster guy, the main guy. He was like the old, and he had like the kind of the old face. Mug looks a bit like him. I always felt that for some reason. Never tell us. The first time I seen him, I was like, shit.
I think I've maybe spoken to Mog once in person. So obviously I don't mean any offence by it.
Oh, yeah,
but he is
totally.
one terrifying looking motherfucker.
Fucking.
So, Kev, any heard any good metal
Sorry,
bands?
Kev. Christ.
What's that?
Heard any good metal bands recently? Me and Kev have just been sitting here and going,
Let's talk about metal music,
actually, a bit
man.
low key.
I
I
get-
thought you were
I
going to
get-
get on a religion again.
I get onto hip hop
Spoke about
chats
religion
a lot
enough.
in interviews because people see the 5 mic rap tag and don't realise I'm not actually really a part of the hip hop scene.
That's it. That's it.
You know,
What happened
and
to Five Mic Rap?
in
Nobody,
parenthesis sort of thing, like what the five.
the VEP thing that we were doing.
Because no motherfucker did any work for it.
2
like-
verses written for it,
I
and I
posted-
just heard nothing back.
Yeah, I posted out about a thing that I was going to release through Blueku Records. I wanted to just do a thing called 5 Mink Rap, where just an EP or whatever, a mixtape type thing, and just get everybody involved. And I was offering to mix it and all the rest of it for free, record it for free, and just no motherfucker did anything. So
Yeah, so if you're listening, we're recruiting.
I've not got the time to do freebies now. You've missed your fucking chance.
You missed that boat.
I mind
I'll do it.
every few days I heard the thing for you. Like if you want to record, come up or fucking just even get in touch with people really quickly. I've seen you doing that a lot.
Yeah.
And fucking, it's the same as any fucking like. There's loads of fucking lazy people.
Right.
Tons of them, man, and it's like same with the blog. When I was running the blog, folk would fucking complain that I hadn't like put stuff on the blog and stuff like that. But they didn't fucking send them to me.
Yeah.
They would just expect me to fucking find it in amongst other
It's
madness.
It's the amount of people that don't put enough value on their own music as well. And that if you're going into an actual studio, you're looking at paying probably thousands of pounds to
Oh,
record an
yeah.
album. Whereas you find decent producers popping up and offering to do it for the equivalent of fags and lecky. And folk are like, oh no, I'm on the dole, I've not gonna. Well, if you want to make the music, then go make the money to do it. Like, you can't expect, like, doing stuff on just like cheapy mics and stuff like that. It's great to get it out, and if you're an outstanding lyricist or whatever, then people are going to go, oh wait, there's something in that. But if it doesn't sound like it's meant to be on a record, then folk aren't going to buy into it enough. You know, you will get lots of YouTube plays, but it's not going to go any further than that until you actually step it up and present it as a professional product.
That's it.
And it doesn't matter if you're selling it or whether you're giving it away for free or what you're doing. You need something in that. And like, it was before there was a big argument. I can't mind who it was that posted about it, but it was about folk charging for beats. And somebody saying like, oh yeah, if somebody's charging £30 for a beat, I'm like, how shit must that be? That their time is only worth that £30. And there are other people that will look at, oh no, I never pay for anything because they don't value what the folk are doing enough in the first place.
That's it.
I'm of the mind that, like, from back doing professional wrestling years ago, that everybody should be paid for work, whether it is actually a wage or just a token payment of appreciation. Because if you're not, then you're taking you're taking work away from people who are trying to feed themselves. You know, there are people out there who are good enough and who are deserving of being paid for what they do, and those people, like, where possible, like if I'm running shows and stuff, we always try to at least cover travel expenses.
Just compensate at least.
At least compensate and say, this is something for you coming and helping us, And it was the same thing with the recording. For a long time I was saying to people, give me a tenner for a day. For a day. And come in 6 hours, If I've got weed, I'll be passing you my giants, It's a tenner's not a lot of money for a day's worth of recording. If you're actually good enough at what you're doing, you could get 3 songs done in that time, if you're an MC, and you can just rack them out. But nah, there's a lot of people just aren't valuing their own product enough. And I think a big part of it is sort of there are a lot of people living skint. I found that myself, you live on the dole for a while, you look at things and you assume that when people are skint, they're as skint as you are, I'm not sure how we got onto that tangent.
No, sure.
I just like to complain about people that don't take their own music seriously enough.
It's true though, it's like, but also I think it's funny if you're saying people wanting just like beats or songs done for them for free. It's like, you get what you pay for. I mean, if you want them for free, go and get that guy for free, but it's going to sound like shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's your song. If you
unless
unless
it's someone that you actually work with on a regular basis, who's doing stuff for you because they're going to get sort of equal credit on it. That's fine. Like that, there are some people that I'll fire beats out to and stuff because they come and they work with me, and so I've got like a good few tracks sitting that are just there for folk to go on because I've not used them for anything myself, and I've not found anybody that would particularly fit the beat or whatever. I hate the word beat; it's instrumental. Beat's just the drums.
Backing track, karaoke version.
It does sound bad when you say it like that, but there's just a lot of people expect like a lot of work out of musicians and producers and stuff for nothing. And to an extent, as a like underground or independent artist, you're going to have to pay your own way to an extent, like there is going to be stuff where you're going to have to go to gigs and you're going to have to pay your own travel because nobody knows who you are yet, and if you're not going to sell tickets, then who's going to book you? You have to appreciate that there is an extent of that, but at the same time, because you're having to go to that expense to push yourself, it doesn't mean that everybody else should as well. If you're still paying your dues, then pay your dues. Like I'm still paying my dues, going out and like doing things off our own back. And I'm sure Kev hates me for his fucking petrol bills, for getting to gigs, but you have to do that. It's the same thing that if anybody comes to someone for recording or whatever, it's the same thing. You need to pay what they're owed, even if it is they're letting
you need to prove yourself worthy at least to fucking having to put yourself in a shitty situation as well, just to fucking just to forward your music a wee bit, man. Right, we've got about 10 minutes left, so we're going to talk about your stuff. Right, you want to tell us about what you've got coming out, man?
I've got a mixtape coming out, free. Pretty much done everything that was just getting dissed there.
Which is a shame because I mixed Craig's last EP. And I did it on the super cheap as well.
Total hypocrisy going on.
But I say out the 24th, I think it's 13 tracks, 12 tracks maybe. I'm not entirely sure, there's still one no quite finished yet. And it was going to be 10 tracks originally, but then I found a verse that hadn't been used for anything, so I thought I started a verse and it's a song in it. So
you're extremely concept driven as well. You didn't just do an album based on you've done a beat, you've done a song that you want to fucking just randomly do, and you didn't just catalogue them all together and put them out as an album. You actually make a concept for the album usually.
What's your concept for an album? But for the mixtape is just to try and see what I could do, different stuff. But there is tracks that are sort of braggy, but it's just trying to work on punchlines and stuff, which I'm rubbish at the now, but eventually I'll start getting better. But I do a lot of tracks like that. It's a lot of
metaphorical stuff as well.
There's 2 or 3 tracks on the mixtape that are sort of political conspiracy, anti-war type stuff. But a lot of it's sort of like, I wouldn't even say personal, it was just sort of looking at social issues like bullying and religion and stuff like that. It's amazing. So
You were doing I don't know many people care about this, but you're doing the Argumental EP at some point.
I will be doing it eventually.
Could you explain? It's a good idea. Can you explain that?
Because I think it's going to be me and Jed now, just doing it. It was originally going to be flinging out random concepts that folk asking them today, like maybe 24 to 32 bars, arguing that the Xbox is better than the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 3, or Pepsi's better than Coke, or some stupid concept, and then we're just going to argue as best we can over the 24 to 32 bars, and then see who wins. Maybe get up a wee website and put polls or whatever. But it was going to be a fun wee concept EP, but it was going to be maybe 6 to 8 tracks only. It wasn't going to be a full length album or anything. But
I think there was a good concept when you were talking about like doing about religion as well. Maybe getting one person's viewpoint.
maybe doing a serious one at the end.
Like one person's viewpoint in religion, and then kind of arguing it against somebody else.
Actually, it was going to start being I was going to start off with conspiracy theories and ones that I believed in against folk that didn't believe in them, and ones that I didn't believe in against folk that did believe in them, and it was going to be like that. But I thought if too many different ideas getting flung about, it's going to start getting a bit weird, I think. So I decided just to make
It's hard to cover a lot of that stuff in 24 bars though as well.
That's
It's
the
really,
problem.
really hard to do. as well.
So I just thought just
You could
stupid
probably make
concepts.
like a fucking argumental EP about religion itself.
Aye.
You can probably make a fucking album about that, man.
Totally.
It's fucking.
It's all planned out. I've got the concepts all written out. It's all done.
Is it? There's a very few people I get because you've got. Was it how many albums and shit you got planned so far?
7.
You've no beats for some of the stuff.
I got beats for all of them.
You got beats for them all.
Aye.
And you've got
No, the beats for the personal album. That's not going to be.
Because there was at one
properly
point
recorded.
you had just a folder for different names of tracks. You had no beats at one point.
That's all the mixtapes are. The EP was planned before Fanfare and Aid was out. I had all the beats except one which you and Dad were going to make, and all the lyrics were written out by November, December, and it didn't get released till May. So that's how long it took me to get all done. But I had all planned. I've got Fanfare and Aid 3 planned out, all the beats.
Fuck.
I've got an Air EP planned out, all the beats. I've got 2 albums. It's all planned out. I plan ahead, way ahead, and just write it as
too
I go.
far ahead. He's got so much fucking stuff organised.
A lot of it might not get done. I might change my mind. Be like, nah, shite, I'm not going to do it. But it's all
Because
planned.
you're not really big on the hang like when you've got everything organised. You could just change your mind at any point, really, instead of actually
And
going through
now,
it.
especially because I've decided not to just make music for the sake of making music, like stupid tracks that have no substance at all. I just want to make it so it means something to somebody, whether it's political or about religion or about me. I reckon how that would influence anybody's life, but
And maybe you should think about paying more money to get your stuff
aye,
properly.
I might start doing that.
My point on that was just like, no, that, like as underground hip hop goes, like that's amazing. That's what it's about. It's about putting tons of shit out, putting mixtape type shit and all the rest of it. But
The mixtapes-
to really get some hype behind it, you need to sort of professional.
See, for the concept
to
EP,
get radio playing.
we were
get
meant to the concept EP. We were meant to record at the YM. It was meant to be recording at yours first, and then I thought I'd save money by recording it all at the YM and then getting you to mix it. And then I didn't get paid one week, and so I recorded it at my house and then sent it to you to mix it. But that's a concept EP. The mixtapes I didn't get a fuck. It's just a case of getting lyric written. If I write lyrics, I'll just record it and I don't give a fuck. But with proper concept albums, like the religion one, it'll be properly recorded. It'll be all paid for. And with the Air album and the Air EPs that are properly concept, they will be done properly. But for mixtapes, I've got a steady stream of free beats with Tozu, so I didn't care.
That's it.
They're all high quality as well. Tozu.
I suppose it doesn't matter if they sound good.
Aye. Dubs as well. I did a lot of dubs.
Cool, man.
So, aye.
So what about yous? Yous got anything planned?
Actually, I if I wasn't here today, I'd be sorting out the next release.
So we
But-
fucked you up today, basically.
Totally ruined your plan.
Totally
fucked up my
fucked them,
plans.
man.
I was actually me that fucked up my plans. I've been a bit lazy lately. But well, the drummer in my band's other band, Magic Voodoo Lounge, they're really good local band. They've got an EP they've recorded. I think they won some competition and got recorded at S950, which is a really nice wee studio in Glenrothes. And that took ages. I reckon there was some kind of hold up. But that was like last year they recorded that, and it's finally just come to light. So they've got the I'm doing like the digital release. They've got some CDs, but I don't know what they're doing with them. But I'm just sorting it on iTunes and my website and stuff like that. I've got another few things in the pipeline. But
Keep
like I
quiet
say,
about it.
I can't even get the shit together to get this one out. So this one will be out on Monday. Yeah,
If you're doing stuff through iTunes, have you ever thought of going through Vivo, or is that a limit for you?
Vivo was it?
Vivo's just
Fucking
it's,
YouTube thing.
it's the exact same as it used to be just big labels that got through Vivo, but now you could get through Vivo the same kind of
It's like
lanes you go through
iTunes, YouTube sort of thing. It's like
Alright.
You pay for one Vivo account and then you can upload as many videos as you can, and then you make money back for the ads through Vivo. They make most of the money, obviously, but you make a wee bit of
So
money.
one of
for
the
it.
things when you go through like TuneCore or stuff like that, try to get fucking stuff on iTunes.
But then
Same
folks start calling you a sellout and a pop star and all this stuff. Like Rugged Man got a lot of that.
Bitch.
Actually, that's one thing I was trying to do a while ago. YouTube's really weird nowadays. Like you can't set up like a new YouTube
once you
account.
go by a personal account name and everything.
You're total screwed. You can't create I was wanting to get a Blueco Records channel because I had a video and then like Ian was talking about the video. I was basically anticipating that. The making of the EP video. I thought it'd be great if it was on an official channel, like something like that, something that I could like push about, but I don't know, I can't do it. So maybe Vivo would be a good idea. I don't know.
I think you still can. It just tries to make me do separate names every time I go on.
It's
but-
fucking annoying, man.
I can't create. You have to create a Google account.
Skynet's forming.
You have to create a Google account, and it takes your name for your Google account to your YouTube channel account.
If you go through settings, you can
can't
change it
make
through that, could you not?
You can't make a Google account of a fictional character. It has to be a real person, or they delete it.
We tried that back
But you can
then.
put your name as the Google account as being like your real name, and then on YouTube you can have separate ones for
Alright,
it.
okay.
Because it keeps asking me whether I want separate or the same, and I keep telling it to fuck off.
Well,
I think eventually it'll force you to go with a name. Because it seems to be gone that way, don't it?
Quite possibly, like.
how do people make? This is for anybody listening. How do people make YouTube channels then, like of like companies, like
Fuck knows.
They wait channels to go through. Channels.
No way.
Oh no.
There's probably a YouTube video on how to do it.
So that's what I'm 94, man. Fucking right. I think we'll try and end there, man.
Just chatting. Just before we go, then I'd like to introduce a game for you all to try out, right?
Right.
Just since we're talking about YouTube, go on YouTube and type anything with the word Illuminati after it, and just wait to see how many theory videos there are. We used to do this all the time. Like there would be something that we were like, oh yeah, I wonder if the Illuminati's involved in that. Like just in the when we'd started watching Alex Jones and smoking a lot of weed, and it's everything. Anything
everything.
and everything. There is
Fuck's
some
sake.
kind of Illuminati. Kirkcaldy apparently means Church of the Space Lizards.
Really?
Kirk of the Caldies, which is Church of the space deities. So
Jesus
basically the David Icke Spirit Lizards.
Wow.
I mean
I'll be trying that one again.
Kirkcaldy's twin town where the Illuminati started as well.
Yeah, that's true.
God's sake, man. Fucking hell.
That's it. But try that. Anything. Anything.
Fuck it, like,
What's
is there any
the-
rules? No.
No, that's it. Just anything.
anything with Illuminati then.
Ice cream
And you'll
Illuminati.
find something.
Fuck, man. I'll be trying that tomorrow or something. Right, probably just going to end there. Thanks for Kev coming in. Craig, as usual, he's here anyway. Ian,
5 minute rap.
5 minute drop. We've got Sean and me. If you want to get in contact, you go to didpodcast@gmail.com. Get us on Twitter, DID Podcast. Mixcloud, Desert Island Dicks. Facebook, Desert Island Dicks. And I think that's all.
That's pretty much it.
There you go. That's just covered all bases, man. If you want to complain to us,
Fuck off.
send
Fuck
music
off.
or something like that. We do music podcasts as well for a wee bit of banter. If you want to fucking, just anything, man, if you want to get in contact, at didpodcast@gmail.com.
If you want to tell us that you're going to kill a chihuahua, if we're in contact.
That's it. If you've got any daft news stories, man, I'm totally up for
If you have any faggot dogs you want to sacrifice to Satan,
send us the video. Send us like an audio version of you killing your chihuahua, man.
yeah,
That'd be
send
fucking
us
amazing.
send us a video. We'll use it for videos. And if you didn't like anything we've spoken about, then black off and stop
That's
being
it.
so gay.
I'll take the laptop to your hedge and wank.
That's
Nice.
As a pile of gay. Good way.
We'll end on that fucking death of comedy there. Cheers for everybody coming, man. Catch you later. Peace. That'll do.
That'll do.